All right, people. I don't know if you can hear me. I've got a tendency of muting my mic. So yeah, I'm going to talk about return list, Armour, Wilder possibly going, rumours, incomings, outgoings, and just remember it's an open forum. Anyone can join. Let's have some fun. I'm going to invite my first person, Mr. Dan Preston.
Easy lad.
You all
How
right,
are we
pal?
going? I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. You see return list?
I have.
What do you think?
I have. Well, I'd let Brewster go. If he hadn't signed the contract by now, he's obviously not agreeing to terms, is he? So,
yeah.
If you ask me, he's Preston bound. He's a necky player, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it was Wilder what signed him, but my issue with Brewster is he's had 4 years. We've had half a season out of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The only way you can put it. Sometimes you've just got to turn around and say something's not worked and it hasn't worked, has it?
Exactly. I saw a thing over there where we've spent over 10 million 9 times, and 6 of them signings are from Wilder. And out of them 6, I think 2 were okay-ish. Do you know what I mean? It says something there.
It does, but it's worked with others as well, hasn't it? Really, because you look at Jack O'Connell and people like that. They were all beats that he signed originally.
Yeah, these were budget buys though, weren't they? Do you know what I mean? We haven't focused that big on them, so it worries me. I'll be honest with you. You know, going forward, like having Wilder with a lump of cash, it's like we've just spent 20 million on Cannon, who practically won't bench for half season.
It's right, but he's been in and out of the team really, hasn't he? So it's not like he's had 5 games in a row where he's started up top and been able to get minutes in to be able to grow confidence and stuff like that. He's shown a bit of his quality at Burnley, didn't he, when he's put that in back at net. What finished that way. So there's some
good finish.
There's fair enough. Majority of his big signings don't work, but after having a week to think about things, even coming out of Wembley, I think I said to Jimmy about like Wilder got 92 points this season. He accumulated 92, obviously 90 points finished, but it's been a successful season. It's stung so much that we've been done at Wembley again, hasn't it? Really.
My issue with 92 points, 90 points, whatever you want to call it, is other than us, who's going to remember that?
Not many people. But
other fan bases going to remember that we got 92 points and didn't get promoted.
8 out of 10 seasons, does get you automatically promoted. It's one of them. I say it, next season will be more achievable going up because of teams that are going to be in there. It's not going to be like it were this season. I don't believe like where it were 3 teams just disappear into distance and stuff like that. But I don't think he should be sacked. Like I said it on last stream. I think give him till January. Let's see where we are in January and then have a look. I think it'd be very hasty to sack him right now. Because like I said, he hasn't done the worst of jobs at the end of the day. That was one of the biggest rebuilds we had last season. Amount of players going out and amount of players coming in. You've got to give it.
How many players did Burnley leave and fetch in? I'm pretty sure it's something similar, mate.
It might be, but
my issue is right. I like Wilder, yeah, I do. Do you know what I mean? But you know, once you stub your toe, you're always going to remember that's when you stub your toe that time, aren't you? Do you get what I mean? And I can't get over the fact how he quit on us. Do you know what I mean? It weren't like he got sacked or out, he quit on us. Do you know what I mean?
And it's always gonna split his fan base at the end of the day. But is there any point in us saying start throwing daggers out and stuff like that? At the end of the day, we didn't get promoted at the end of last season. That's the way it is. Would we? Is he right, man? That's a question that's going to, at the end of the day, if the owners make decision that he has to go, they'll make that decision. I'm not going to worry about it. Leave men at top to worry about that.
I'm going to fetch another lad in now who's probably got an opinion as well. Mr. Mora, how you doing?
Hey, hope you're all right.
Let me get rid of this
Maury.
logo so you look at it involved. There we go.
There we go.
Bit better. Right, so what's your opinion on Wilder possibly getting sacked?
Do you know what? I'm going to say this now. I think rumours are just a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
And if we sack him, I just think he's going to be unbelievable because you've got to look at 92 points accrued. Also, in the squad, we rebuild with 15 players, don't forget. Beginning of this season when we got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And to bring in a squad and they have time to gel as well, I just think it's going to be wrong to sack him.
So you look at it though, it's like, yeah, we got 92 points, but do you reckon if we weren't stubborn, we could have hit that 100-point mark? Because I do.
Yeah.
I think that even if we went up to Premier League, I don't think it'd had half a season in Premier League, to be honest, because
No.
I don't think that type of football is going now. It's going out of game, and it's heading more to this work hard and stuff like that. You need ability, you need agility, you need balance. These players, these are top athletes in Premier League. At the end of the day, this is why the gap's so big.
So, I think you've just said it in there, I think football's evolved, and I think like the Mark Robbins, Chris Wilders, Sam Allardyce, all of them, like that style of football is past now, and I think you need someone who can approach every game with different tactics, different styles. You've got to be able to adapt, and I feel like Wilder gets stuck in his ways. It's like
He's shown it a lot more this season. The stubbornness, like with lineups and stuff like that. But who's to say he's not to learn from them stubbornness next time? Not to.
He didn't learn in 2020 season, did he? Joe, when we were getting thrashed every week, and he was still reverted to playing that 3-5 at the back, and he didn't change nothing, and it drove him mad, and he ended up walking out. So I mean, it's
that's it.
I'm not saying my opinion's right. Do you get what I mean? Right?
No, 100%.
What I'm saying is how I feel, and if I feel it, surely someone else has got to feel how I feel as well.
Like I said, the Wilder will always divide fan base because of how he went last time. That's the way it is. He left us. Some people will see it as left us in lurch. He didn't care. He was starting to show that he was cracking and stuff like that. But it can't have been easy during COVID times to take football when there's no fans in ground to motivate you.
No.
It's like a lot of people say, would we have actually finished ninth, or would we have finished higher if fans were in ground getting to the latter end of the season?
My personal opinion is it wasn't nothing to do with COVID. It was Jack O'Connell getting injured and the fact that we had Robinson as a backup. That's
a freak injury, though, isn't it? That just them two colliding in training, him and Endo, and it's just a freak. It's a freak accident.
I get what happened, but it shows you how much we relied on him and how much we needed him.
Yeah, 100%. Because it didn't work after. It didn't work after.
I repeat the same thing what I've just said, right? And listen to how it sounds. We got Jack Robinson as Jack O'Connell's replacement.
Yeah, I get it. But Robinson, it was never up to ability, but we just never went to replace it after that. Why were it never? What they're getting told from behind scenes, Jack O'Connell were coming back. We don't know what made it, because it went on for it were a saga where I think at one point it were close enough to getting in match day squad, and then all of a sudden he went back out with knee injury again. So is it are you replacing to put, because no offense, but in that second season we went a lot tighter with budget because we went too heavy in first season, signing people like Robinson, your Luke Freemans, people like that.
But then we got to remember, second season we signed Brewster.
Yeah, that would die. You can't. That were a failure. It were a failure.
I'll just reel off players what we've signed over 10 million and tell me what you think. So number one's Brewster. Sandy Berg. probably only decent signing what I think Wilder made above 10 million.
Yeah.
Ollie McBurner. Well, 1 minute. Let me get the list up. I've got it written down somewhere. I know Eck is free off by Art. Anyway, it's Archer, but obviously he went back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Archer, Armour, and Souza. They're the ones what Ecky bought. And to be fair, other than Archer, 2 out of 3's a better return than what Wilder did. So yeah, list is Reen Brewster, Sanderberg, Aaron Ramsdale, Mousset, Cannon, Souza, Harmer, Ramsdale. Yeah, so right, so Wilder signed Brewster, Berg, Ramsdale, McBurner, Tom Cannon, Mousset, all over 10 million. Mousset, half a season won. Well, I wouldn't say half a season.
It weren't even half a season, was he? He just turned up in big games. He just knew that he had to score in big games.
I had a couple of glimpses, so failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We agreed on that, failure. Tom Cannon, too early to judge his career, but what we've seen so far, I ain't seen what he offers.
I just think he lacks confidence.
I'd still stick to my point of that. I'd like to see him in, it's in like over 10 games. I'd like to permit a judgment over 10 games where he's in team constantly. He's been able to build them relationships up, because that's why I said when we went to Wembley that we should have started with Cannon and Moore up front, because them two had some type of cohesion where you can't stick Cannon, even though we kept Moore on at the time, right? I'd have still gone Tyrese Campbell up front in that last 20 minutes, right? Where you're way behind him to pick him off, which we can go back to playoff. But that's what I'm saying. It's like he's not really had a chance. He's still only young as well, isn't he? What is he? So 23?
Something like that. So what you're saying, would you play him into form then?
Yeah, you've got to give the lad the chance. You've got to give him minutes. You've got to give him minutes up top. You can't just stick a man on for the last 20 minutes of a game and go and do me something, because they're not built into a game. They're not built into what physicality a game is and stuff like that.
Yep. So looking at it though, right? So Cannon, out of all the signings what we signed in January, he was the only one match fit. Do you think he should have started a lot more than what he had?
Yeah. He probably should have, but he got that ankle injury, didn't he? Did that rule him out for 4 games? I think it were.
Were it just after the Hull game that were? No, wait, Hull?
No, it weren't. I don't believe it were Hull. I think it were.
Hull was his debut game, weren't it?
Yeah.
Where we got trounced.
Exactly, but it's like I said, he was always a willing runner, weren't he? He's been a willing runner since he's come in. Now he's just not. He's better with someone up top so that he can feed off that man.
Yeah. But do you know what it is with him? I haven't seen what's the hype, right? So I want to see him playing as like a poacher. I want to see what he does at that effort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he can't outrun someone. Every time I've seen one-on-one on a sprint, he gets beat constantly. He can't out-muscle anyone. He's not winning headers. I need to see what else he does. His runs are poor, what he's pointing to. I need to see him pressing that back line, a bit like how Billy did.
He needs to stop running into channels. That's what it is. Stop running into channels, right? We need to stop trying to play that ball over the top and running him into channels, right? If we are going to do it stuff like that, then we need higher wingers, right? Which, if you've got higher wingers, they're going to press high, so they're going to be high rather than sit back, and then that'll make us a little bit less defensive because they won't get back as much. That's like a Raksaki type of situation, you know what I mean?
So moving on. So next one was number 7's Vinny Souza. How would you rate his career go so far for United?
In the Premier League, I didn't quite rate him, but in Championship, what a baller!
All I'm gonna say, Premier League, Vinny Souza.
Yeah,
that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
But
like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
won't see
nearly
that last
fighting,
season.
nearly fighting with Robbo at Wolves.
do you think?
You look at that first season, but
Yeah. Who do you think were at fault with that fight?
I think it were just them both riled up. They both shouting at each other, and that were it. It just got to blows. I'd say Robbo because Robbo were captain at the end of the day, weren't
You were the senior
So,
player, weren't you?
Yeah.
you shouldn't really. Your captain should be keeping cool head, trying to keep everyone on. I know it were a rough season anyway. It was tough enough, but
my issue with Sousa is I think in the Championship, well, I think it's English football. He's adapted now, but my issue with him is unfit. He can't. How many times has he been injured this season? How many times in the game do you see him flopping
I'd
over?
like to know percentage. I'd like to know percentage he's actually played in because he's been just as injury prone. So when it's going up, because in Premier League you've learned. Look at that game at Tottenham. It's not over after 90 minutes. You could be going 100, 105. You can carry on going on, right? And is that what you want going later into the game? It's like you can pick the faults out of every player and you can say, well, he's nice and confident. He's got the physicality for it. You know what I mean? But when you get into the Premier League, it's a different type of quality and you can be exposed. That's why a lot of people are saying it about Bogle because when they take him up, right? Because that's what we saw. We saw that he's good going forward, but he were exposed when people were running at him.
It's a good point you made about Bogle. He reminds me of a lot of players like in the league. It's like Rothwell, too good for Championship, but not good enough for Premier League. I think there's quite a few people like that around. But so the next player I'm going to miss out because we're going to talk about him in a bit. So the one after Ollie McBurnie, how much did we pay for him? 19.1 million. So how would you rate his career at Sheffield United? As an over £10 million signing.
Average. That's the only word I've got for that. That's all I've got for it. Average. Like, he's shown up in some games, but then he lost his end in others. So.
About you, Maury?
It just not justified, like Dan said. It just bang average.
Mate, I thought it was so underwhelming.
Yeah,
it's like he went from Swansea. How many goals did he score? 22. 22 at Swansea that season.
Do you remember the first game they played? He absolutely terrorised us at Bramall Lane.
Yes, I do.
He were all over the place. He looked like a rape player.
He's one of them players, right? You know, when I watch him run, he looks like a fucking donkey and he's getting nowhere. I don't know what it is about him, but you know, when he runs, it's like his head goes forward, his long legs just.
He's got long legs with them. He's got long legs with ankle socks on, hasn't
he? Yeah.
He always looks like he's running sludge.
Only thing that I will compliment him about is he could win a header. He really could.
You guys defensively were great. Like you put him in centre of box, 9 times out of 10 he would win, but he would head it away. So,
mate, he was a natural centre back. That's all we've got to say about McBurnie.
Yeah,
£20 million centre back. What just like
then again,
maybe
he's still scored more in Championship for us than anyone else this season.
Yeah. So, what do you reckon about him possibly coming back?
As a centre back, why not?
Leave it.
Leave it. Yeah.
Leave it. Just to cover.
No.
think
he's better than Mo?
No.
No.
You don't?
I don't know why.
I've just more has been proven. Like, I know we didn't see it last season, but everyone seems to have that when they come to Sheffield United. But it weren't, you know what I mean? You can see why he's successful.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Strikers don't work at Sheffield United. That's it. Simple.
That's it. Not since
I mean, it took Billy Sharp 3 seasons, 3 stints at us just to start scoring, weren't it? You know what I mean?
You got it everywhere else first.
How can you have 3 stints at a club and it finally worked? Do you know what I mean? Was
That's
it?
it.
Keep playing until the system fits you.
I don't understand why we've been chasing him to have him back so much. He didn't want to be here last season when rebuild was starting. Yeah, and now all of a sudden he's interested in coming back.
I didn't rate him when he was here. I think he's proved how shite he is in Spain. Do you know what I mean? In a much lesser league, personally.
Yeah.
Than what Premier League is. Mate, he's a clown. He's a clown. He's an absolute clown, mate. He don't do he send any favours whatsoever.
No.
Well, then I've got a question for you both.
Go on then.
What do you think John Lundstrom potentially coming back?
He can fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. He
I
can fuck right off.
How much do you reckon he's 165 grand?
I think every Sheffield United fan would be in agreement with that, because if he fetches him back, I'm telling you, after what he did walk out on this club, he did everything to disrespect this club.
Of course he did. And Wilder still played him though. That's the thing what annoyed me. He still played him.
I know. He said because that's what he's got. He's got his favourites, hasn't he? It's just like Robinson. It's
Mate,
not.
Look how long he chased Ricky Holmes for. Do you know what I mean? And when he come, he was dog shit. Absolute dog shit, mate. He's too loyal about players and he just needs to fucking... Do you know what I mean? Fuck off.
You've got to make hard decisions. You've got to make hard decisions. That's your job.
I think he avoids it. I think he wants to be players' friends rather than tell them. Do you know what I mean?
He's just upset. That's it.
Go on.
Do you think... I know going into Parker and Farker, but do you think they'd keep him in squad, them type of players?
I think Farker learnt his lesson with that Millier. Do you know what I mean? He finally dropped him dinner, whereas Wilder never drops Robbo. So I think Farker learnt, and I don't think Wilder did continue to play him. So where were we?
And why did we sign Rob Holding for Ben on loan if we're going to keep with Jack Robinson?
Personally, I think it was a panic signing.
Yeah.
I think we threw all our eggs in a basket trying to get Dunno or Darling. Do you know what I mean? It's like
we threw all his money at Cannon. That was a problem.
Yeah, we didn't need
we threw his money at Cannon and thought we needed that more than we needed a defender. Only problem is up until Suter getting injured at Christmas. We were up there with Burnley, like I said last week.
We're matching them.
Yeah, exactly. We were a couple of goals behind them, and that's because we had a comfortable defence. They all knew what each other's strengths were, and Suter, he was one of the best defenders in this league.
It's like we signed Cannon, I believe personally, because Wilder missed out on him in summer. He went on loan to Stoke, and I think Wilder already wanted him, so I think that was just a stubborn signing. I feel like we could have invested that £10 million better in club and signed a striker on loan, because knowing that Moore and Campbell weren't going to be out for all season and it was just a short-term injury, why would you splurge 13 million on a striker?
It just don't make sense. It don't make sense, but they were trying to make that impact signing, weren't they? New owners. They wanted to show us they mean business. But only problem is we spent that business in the wrong place. Now people can say, well, we had players out at that point, but we had as best defender at that point.
Yeah.
We brought a better defender in Rob Holding, who showed it in the two or three games we saw him in, that he were absolute quality.
You don't play that many league games in Premier League for Arsenal. At the time, a top 4 team. Do you know what I mean? A championship fighting team. A team what's playing in Europe.
It might be shocking. It might be shocking. It might have not been good. Right? But every time we saw him on that pitch, he was absolutely quality, and he knew how to correct his mistakes. He always corrected his mistakes. And that's what he just did. It just don't make sense why we signed him just to sit him on bench.
You know what irritates me most? This Rob Holding had hardly played football in 2 years, and he were at that standard already. So can you imagine if we got him rolling properly?
It just don't make sense why we didn't use him a lot more than what we did. Because, like I said, up until Christmas, up until Suter going out, we were one of the best defensive teams in that division.
We're out of doubt. So the next player on the list is Mr. Aaron Ramsdale.
Oh,
Signed for 20.5 million.
yeah,
Thank you for profit. That's all I say. Because
yeah.
I've had
I'd
enough of
rather
it.
have Gerbich in goal.
What? No.
No,
I'm
I don't.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Ramsdale were a
sorry.
bit better, but I'm telling you, just thank you for profit that we made on you, because other than that, your attitude stunk.
So would you say
And
that's
they were saying it weren't a successful sign. Were it for half a season? Because first 6 months it was shocking, weren't it?
Yeah, he were. Yeah, thank you for profit, I guess. But like I say, over 10 million yet again.
I think
Next,
problem is
go
with
on.
Ramsdale. It was too nervous when ball
No.
came nearing.
Problem with Ramsdale, right? He thinks he's like Josh Winders. He thinks he's fucking up here when really he's down here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Don't worry,
Well,
we'll see.
well, what
we'll
was
see.
it?
Go on.
Most defeats in a Premier League season from a team, even though
Yeah.
we conceded 105 goals or whatever it were.
Listen, 104. Don't give us that extra one.
Oh, well, it felt a
They
long
won't talk
season.
about
put it
that,
that
don't
way.
they?
You know what? though?
But it's like I said, these teams are. Is it going to be any different any season for them? No. Only reason people want to go up is because of money. That's where money is.
Yeah.
You need money.
Definitely. If we'd have gone up, we'd have got pasted. Without a doubt.
We were nowhere near ready.
No, what the fuck?
And
You got to look
will
at-
we ever? Unless owners come out and do a Forest and overspend, because that might be only route eventually, and just take point deduction.
Do you know what it is though? It's like we keep saying like this AI based thing, and we need to do what Brentford's done and Brighton and blah blah blah. But I'm not being funny. How many fucking people have we signed from out of England?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Not many. But we
No,
need to be looking at this, because you look at it's like I said, don't like to give them too much credit, but Leeds with Tanaka.
Perfect,
Look,
perfect example, mate.
he's done them wonders.
Best
Right,
midfielder
you
in
can
the
find
league.
these gems.
Honestly, Tanaka, best central defensive midfielder in league, without a doubt. There's not even a close second. He offers assists, he offers goals, he offers pass, he offers defensive work. Mate, his work rate's through roof. What more could you want in a player?
It can turn defence into attack just like that with one quality ball.
I think that's what we've lacked. Quality chances from the midfield. Do you know what I mean? It's like Peck not scored, or Sousa's not scored. They're your two main men in middle. Before Arblaster, what did Arblaster get? 2?
That were it. It weren't.
Yeah. How many assists has Peck got this season? Is it like 4, maybe 3, 4?
I didn't think it was that many. Thought it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I
think about 3 or 4. But as your midfield, why aren't they getting more? How many goals has Tanaka got this season?
That's it.
He's got a few.
Rothwell. How many assists have Rothwell got?
Exactly. I do like Rothwell though. But do you know what it is?
like Rothwell.
Right, I can predict this window before any. Right, I know what it's like. So, you know, Lewis O'Brien.
Yeah.
How long's Wilder been after him?
Oh, God,
Fucking years, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a Ryan Leonard. He's a Ryan Leonard.
Yeah,
he's a
Ryan
Ricky
Leonard,
Holmes.
Ricky Holmes. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll sign
he's
him.
one of these.
We'll sign him this year, you know. And do you know what? It'll be fucking great underwhelming.
Yeah. Well, he did well. He did well at Swansea, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I gave him that. I did well at Swansea. But
so if he's done well there, he's still got some qualities.
But
he's definitely someone Wilder has wanted for a long time.
I think, like I said, I think Wilder might have got a bit of raw CD on players. You know what I mean? I think he obsesses about certain players. You know, like what he didn't get at one point or like that. But like I said, I can't say what goes through his head.
No,
you know what I mean?
No one can. No one can.
Exactly.
But
so
it's up to this Jamie Ireland, isn't it? Jamie Ireland's the one
he doing? I don't even think he's there now, is he? Is he still there?
Yeah, with that. Is it Jamie Allen? Something like that?
I know you on about. Yeah. So next player who we spent more than 10 million on, Cameron Archer. How would you rate his single loan, fucking big expensive season?
I still think he was stuck out to dry.
I do. I don't think.
I just think it was. I think it was shoved up there. People can say it weren't successful. It'd been chucked in a side that were always going to be on back foot.
Yep.
You could see little bits that finish against Wolves, were it, when it went in off a ball.
Mate, one of my favourite goals of the season,
Right.
probably only highlight of the season.
But this is what I mean. Like, you can't just stick a player in. It's like with Cannon. I make the same point about Cannon. You can stick a player up there, right, and he can run. But you're not going to know, because he didn't finish his chances most of the time. That's the thing about it. You know, there were a few chances he missed that he should have been putting it back at net, but chances came very little, didn't they? Really? So you can't blame him.
I don't know. Do you know what it is? I feel he never got his proper chance. He never got played in his correct position because he was always playing far left, weren't he?
Well, he's not done that this season, has he? But he's been tucked into a relegation battle again.
Yeah, but I think it's same sort of issue with him as well. I think he thinks he's better than what he really is. So, like I said, we can't see what happened at training ground, can we? Do you know what I mean? But obviously, there's something there for Wilder to say now. But, you know, like, as you go on with managers and all that lot, wouldn't you like to see it? It's like, I'm not trying to compare with Danny Roll and all that lot because he's a fucking arrogant prick, innit? But there's other managers out there, young, like, look at this Regis Labrie. I never heard of him. I'll be honest with you. I never heard of him at all. Do you know what I mean? And look what he's Sunderland, yes, they beat us. You shouldn't have been fucking wankers. But what he's done for them is astounding. They were in League One not so long back. Do you know what I mean? Look at all the young talent they've got, and he's giving them all chances. Do you know what I mean? They won because they weren't bothered.
But let's not forget, in France, he had their fans. What club? I can't. Lorient or something, or wherever we were at.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He had fans at his door, his front door. They wanted his head. So it's at the end of the day, it's one of them things. It's one of them things that it's worked at a minute. If they go up next season and they're just as bad as what we were when we were last in Premier League, what does it matter? He's not going to be in a job by September because they're going to make harsh decisions. That's what they're going to do, what they think is their best chance of stopping up. And 9 times out of 10, it turns out with manager going.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think Wilder's the guy to take us to that next level and beyond?
Do I? No, I don't. But it's like I said, it has been a successful season. It's not the worst season.
It's not.
You had Callum Fowler saying we were going to be in 18th, right? He had people like Luton winning league. Who'd have thought Luton had been where they are now?
So my issue is it's not the fact that it's Wilder or about like that. My issue is what takes the absolute piss. It's been so close. Do you get what I mean? Not only did we were 5 points clear on league at one point. Do you know what I mean?
We were.
We fucked that up. No one else, us. We fucked it up. Do you know what I mean? And then we had it at fucking Wembley. We had it. It were ours. And guess what? We fucked it up. I don't even know. I don't even know why we've got cheeks sing Leeds are falling apart. Because how many times we fell apart this season? Fell apart at Wembley. Fell apart in league. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no ups about it. And this, scraping 1-0s and all that lot. It's not planned out. We will just shit.
No, it's not. It's not because we don't take his chances. Problem is we're one of these that'll have statistics of 10 shots with 2 on target, but we'll have won 2-1.
Yeah.
That's what it's been this season, and they probably did rely on it at Wembley. They probably did rely on. I reckon we could still see this game out, but
without doubt.
Problem is that's players' mentality on pitch, and it is like a lot of us should say. Unless you're down and injured, there's always coming back to one thing, and that's you can go Wembley and stuff like that, but it substitutes for me. That's where substitutes, right?
Do you reckon that's what killed it off?
Oh yeah, 100%. because once we got desperate, we weren't putting players in position. We thought we brought Ahmed Hodzic off for Sariki, who's playing centre back.
Yeah.
Why? You know, at this moment it's 1-1.
Do you know what I don't get?
Right,
Though, right?
and that's why I see people's point about Wilder, but at the same time, the argument should be he's still had a successful season. 8 out of 10 seasons that gets you promoted. Who's going to remember that? No one's going to remember that.
Like I said,
Right.
it's all pointless. It's pointless. It's pointless at the end of the day because no one gives a fuck. No one actually cares. Oh yeah, right. Just me saying, oh yeah, but we got 92 points. No, that's me saying, oh yeah, I'm a fucking shit loser. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's trying to paint a failed season with a bit of light. Do you know what I mean? Bottom line, black and white. We fucked up. We failed, and we didn't go up. That's it.
Did you see that from Rob Staten? There were clips flying about, and they were explaining why it's been a successful season this season, even though there's a lot of disappointment in it, right, from where we were and stuff like that. But that were to me, he had a point. He was saying 92 points, 19 players walk out of the club. He's the one that attracted Michael Cooper, let's not forget.
Yeah.
Right? He's attracting players. He's just not good with big players. So just like I said, I'm in the bracket of give him till autumn, January. We'll see where we are, and then if not, but if they do get rid of Wilder, they need to make the right appointment. It needs to be a project. It can't just be let's just stick him in the deep end. We want this. We want that. It's good if you're asking for someone like Labrie at Sunderland and stuff like that. It's not always just going to click straight away. You know what I mean?
I know. Do you know what it is, right? I just want to point it out, though. I'm not a Wilder hater. He's got to take responsibility, and the club players have got to take responsibility.
100%. Amount of times I've said he's lost his head this season. He has lost his head several times. When did you see this?
The thing what pisses me off, like I say, it's the sugarcoating of, oh yeah, but we tried. No, we didn't, though.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. And that's what infuriates me. It's just take it on your chin and move on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, don't try and like wrap me up in cotton wool and like expose me to lights.
Do you know what got me as well?
Go on,
So, you know what got me as well when it were Oxford? No, Oxford. It was when we lost to Oxford.
Oxford,
when we lost to them. He did an interview for I think he was Millwall and saying, "Don't boo players, don't boo his players," and then he contradicts himself after a Millwall defeat.
Yep. Do you know what? Are we slated fans, right? I'm not being funny, right? I don't care.
What
if you bloke on top at Cop every game, booing every player just for the sake of it? I don't care if you little kid down at bottom cheering everything they do. Do you know what I mean? That person's there spent their money to come and see them, and they've got a right to do whatever they want, whether I agree or disagree with it. Right? Every person's entitled to say or do what they want at the football game within reason. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for you to stand there and criticize them because they want to boo because you fucking paid shit. When you that was a game where we should have won.
An 8 o'clock kickoff on Wednesday night as well against Millwall at home, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, end of the day, we was top of the league at this point, playing one at bottom. Do you know what I mean? And they can say, "Oh yeah, but they had something to play for." We had something to play for. We were top of the league. Do you know what I mean?
Plymouth, look at Plymouth. Plymouth away.
Yeah. Perfect
they can say they had something to play for, but we were in.
Wilder challenging players, Plymouth players, and a fan were a disgrace. Exactly.
See, that's something that'll never be defendable because, like I said, he acted like a hooligan that day.
Yeah, he did.
And that's the only way to put it. He acted like a hooligan.
Without doubt.
Exactly.
I think his passion for the club and his wanting to do well blinds him a lot of time. And like I said, people can watch this now and take what I'm saying as, oh, yeah, it's Wilder. But I don't. No. I think where he fetched us from to where we are
it's
now,
just like I can point 92 points out to you, mate.
Yeah.
right? Where you're going to counteract with that with, well, how stubborn we is by not changing team at Millwall. You're allowed.
Yep.
You see, there's positives and negatives to anything, isn't there?
That's
Do you know
what I
what I
like
mean?
about it. Yeah, that's what I like about the show. It's open. Every single one of you have got a different opinion to what I'm thinking. Do you get what I mean? And I ain't got a problem with that. You're all welcome to say what you want. I don't give a shit. It's just there. Do you know what I mean? And like, I feel being able to be open, it invites more people in. And like I say,
You know what?
links in comments now. So if anybody wants to jump in and say a few words, you know what I mean, you're all welcome.
You know what infuriates me as well, ground of when we're playing matches. We build up so quick, and then we fuck about with your box.
Yeah,
it takes a moment of magic to score.
Right, so Callum O'Hare is probably one of my favourite players for us at the moment. I really do rate him. I think he's one of the best players on pitch. But one thing I can't stand about him when he's in box is always looking for that extra pass instead of just whacking it.
Don't want to shoot. Don't want to shoot.
And why is that? Why do they all seem nervous around that box? I've never seen so many blocks in my life. You know, when we were in box, I don't understand it. The slow cross, the shots. Why does everything get blocked? We either shy at shooting, or we're just so predictable. We know everyone knows what we're doing.
That's it. The problem is they don't think they can get shot off, but they panic sometimes. That's all it is. They're panicking when they're getting into them positions.
It's like this. Wilder is summer recruitment spot on. I can't fault anyone what he signed in summer. January signings, shy. But he is a name. We've got to understand Wilder is a name. Do you know what I mean? He is a respected manager in this league. Do you know what I mean? He has done wonders for us, no one else.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The thing is, it's like he's getting blown up for this rebuild and all that. Like, yeah, fair dues, mate. You have done a good job on a tight budget. The thing what worries me is when you have got a budget, because you prove time and time again, once you spend, I've got the list here, over 10 million, you kind of fuck it up.
It's not there. It's not there. And that it worries me. Exactly. It worries me. But we can't make that decision, unfortunately. It's like if we go on to rumours about Aimer and Vinny Souza, but I'm sure we'll touch on that. I'm sure we'll touch on that in a bit.
So we'll get to a number 2 most expensive player, Mr. Sander Berge. Another Wilder signing. In my opinion, probably the only Wilder signing over 10 million where I think, you know what?
He was class before he came in.
Yeah, I feel we held him back.
He had lights of Klopp talking about him before we even came, mate. So it was just a quality signing.
Honestly, mate, you could see it in glimpses. He weren't consistent with it, but you could, when you just know he had class about him. I mean, what kind of bloke, 6'5", can control a game like he could? He'd drive through middle of the pitch, and it's just like no one could go near him. No one could get that ball off him.
They love him at Fulham now, don't they?
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Burnley fans loved him.
He's class.
Burnley fans loved him. It's like I said, he's a Rolls Royce in midfield, isn't he?
Well, just like
class, strength, everything.
Could you imagine him and Vinny together? People can say slow, but mate, they'd control it.
How many times did we used to see Sander going down right wing though? So he weren't always that slow.
The only thing I will say, what I will criticise him with, he never won a fucking header. 6'5" bloke, he never won a header.
Yeah, it's right. He'd jump up against small in England. Yeah.
I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, our number 1 most expensive signing, Ooze, can I just mind had? Let me read what it says here. The club are in discussions with Rhian Brewster, while the rest of the first team squad remain under contract. Do you think he deserves the contract? Honestly, ignore, right? You get blinded by what he's done this season and his little half a season, right? Yeah. You've got to look. It's a 4-year stint, this. Yeah? It's a 4-year career. What have you done in these 4 years? What can say I can offer you this much? I offer you this amount of time. Tell me why Brewster should resign.
I've got a valid opinion.
And if none of you can answer that question, he might as well
No.
fuck off. Then there's no Lana.
The thing
Yeah.
about it is, he's just stop-start. He's had a good run in towards end, but he's not been available for most of the 4 years he's been here. There's no offense to the lad. You know what I mean? I like him. I do. But
Do you
them
like him? Or do
wages,
you like his
they-
personality?
they-
I've heard his personality is a big thing back backstage at training
Yeah.
grounds. I hear that.
yeah, that's what I mean.
he's a
His
popular boy.
mentality and stuff like that. Yeah, he's all right, but is it worth? How much were we paying him a week?
You want to pay 35 grand a week for a person?
No, that's what I'm saying. Why spend that money on Ryan Brewster when it can go over in squad? That's an
Do you know
extra
what it is,
5. That's an extra 35k a week going to a new signing.
Exactly, mate. It's like I said, right, you've got to look. Not only did it cost 26 million or 23 million, what it were, how much has he took in wages over this time? Do you get what I mean?
100%.
Mate, it's a big, big contract. Do you know what I mean? So personally, right, I think what's been spoke is 20 grand they've offered him. Fuck off. That 20 grand can go. Mate,
I wouldn't even offer him that.
That 20 grand, who could you get for that in Championship? A lot of good players. It's like instead of having these star people, right?
It's not that.
Go on.
It's not just that. It's 30 grand split over adding an extra 2 grand to guarantee wages. I don't know. I'm not saying it for sure, but Radoni, you get what I'm saying? If you can offer him an extra 2 grand a week, right, we're saving that money.
Exactly.
End of the day, what did we do last summer? We got rid of what they called the deadwood. What we didn't need no more. You know, Woods. Thank you for your service. You did brilliant. Always be a legend. Right? Basham, same. Right? But we started moving that out, and he's part of that era. This is supposed to be a new United.
Yeah. You know what pissed me off though, right? I remember when we were releasing our players, Wilder clearly said there is no room for sentiment. We have to move on. Yeah.
No, that's it. And that's it. And that's what it is now.
He said that, right? So why the fuck is Robbo still here?
Exactly.
I don't understand. It's like Wilder's done his best to keep him as well, because he's giving him the games to guarantee him to trigger that clause in the contract to give him another contract. What is all that about? Because no one's coming in to buy him.
Exactly. So,
right. So
go on.
He's played him. He's played him over Holding. It's like he's trying to make some daft point like he used to do in Premier League when we were in Premier League with him. He used to make a daft point by playing certain players to say, listen, I need help. Why are you crying out for help? You've just been get support after in statement that owners get us after playoff final.
But it's like little shit what's fucking irritated me this season. It's like, Tom Davies, when he come on at Sunderland, and I watched him dart around that midfield, I'm thinking, you know what? Why haven't we kept you fit? Do you know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, in fact, why the fuck's Peck started over you? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it just don't make sense to me, right? Tom Davies, what were a young player season for Everton? Do you know what I mean? Like,
he was quality. His problem is injuries.
Injuries.
We can't keep him fit. We knew what we were letting us send in for when we made that signing. But that was
is that just Tom Davies though? Is that most at squad? Because I don't think half at squad are fit.
When we were signing Tom Davies, it was because we were in Premier League and he was just a budget signing. It's only someone we could pick up on free and cover with his wages, and he's signing on free.
But I still think Tom Davies is on a high wage for Championship.
He would, but he needs to go. It's like I said, if we wanted to build a team that's going to be better, it's like even you could.
So, right, let's say we've just loaded up Football Manager, yeah?
Yeah.
You've took over Sheffield United right now. Who are you fucking off?
I'd get rid of Reece Norrington Davis. I'd get rid of Robinson. He'd be on. Well, we as extra year. I'd put him on transfer list.
I'll be asking for a release. Just mutual consent.
Just release him from his contract. Pay his contract off.
Mutual consent, pal. Please leave.
See, I still think we need a lot. We need a lot because we've not got right yet. A lot of people say this that this Jimmy Dunn might be happening. I don't know how true it is, but
I take Jimmy Dunn all day long.
I'd take him 100,000%. He was solid last year. He even had a good game against us, didn't he? When we played them down there at Loftus Road. So, but he's known for a yellow card as well. So we do have to be a bit careful with that.
But is there a way to put this
it's like I'm getting rid of Deadwood. I'd let Brewster go. People like that. I'd want to build. I'd want to, how successful have we been with these Premier League loans, by the way?
I'd say 50-50 on him.
Right. I think Tommy Doyle. Successful. McAtee had a rough start.
Yeah.
But go on.
Do you rate Doyle?
Me, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he comes in the squad now and starts?
Yeah.
You do? Or is he starting over? Peck.
Yeah, because he's got that. He'd suit Vinny Souza because Souza would sit and he can be that link up between in midfield. I still think Peck will go. I personally think Peck will go.
If he goes, are you upset?
It depends on fee.
Let's say 25 mil. 25 mil. Take it.
Take it. We've got to rebuild. We've got to rebuild. We've got to find some money from somewhere. Would have a lot of people have said sell Willisula last season for 15 million?
If anyone told me that we were getting 15 million for him, I'd have snapped the fucking hands off.
That's what I'm saying. Every player will have their price, but they're going to have to pay our price.
Last season, if someone had said to you, next season we're going to give you 20 million for Peck, let's remember this is Peck who weren't going to get into the first team, who were on verge of going on loan to Rotherham. Do you know what I mean? You just snap their hands off. So why is now any different? Because we can see what he's done. Right. I think
he's got that backing behind him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's because he's played games and we've seen how good he can be and stuff like that. But if a powerhouse comes in like a Newcastle or an Arsenal, let's say, where we came from, or a City, they're going to buy these players. It's like One at minute game linked to Liverpool, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Off the trot.
That's what I'm saying. You take this because as much as it's bad, it's all good in sense of what you're fetching back in to club, and then you reinvest in it to be able to, because that's pure profit.
What I'm looking at now, right? So Peck, it might be worth more than that in Premier League. Do you know what I mean? It might not. It might fail. Do you know what I mean? Miserably, right? But if someone comes in for 20 million now, I'll look at my squad and say, can we get someone better than Peckin for less than 20 million? And I believe we can wholeheartedly.
Tommy Doyle. It'll be solid. It'd be solid, and what is it going to cost you? About 8 million.
I can't agree with that one because I'm not your biggest Tommy Doyle fan. Do you get what I mean?
It still works in the same way.
Sell him to me.
His end product is absolutely quality. You think if we got let's say we got someone at same ability as like you've got Burrows on taking right corners, we're left foot. You've got two quality players that can deliver a ball into the box. Right? He can put it on a 2-pence. He can strike a ball. He can get up and down pitch. He's proved that. Right?
He likes to tackle, I know, doesn't he?
And he likes to tackle. So he's not one of these that are going to shade away, right? And he's someone that's going to be able to help us in transition.
Look,
when we're turning defence into attack.
Like this, haven't we? Right? You don't play for Man City Academy with Palmer and Trafford and all these, like, right, and be shy, do you?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
And he weren't that bad. He were great in that season.
Yeah, he were good. It was just the fact is because he weren't a flair player like McAtee. I think his performances went a lot uncovered. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
how much do you reckon we
And-
could get him for?
I'd say 8.
8.
8 mil. They want rid. They want rid. They've told him he's not in plans. So if they're telling him they're not in plans by manager, they can't then all of a sudden be demanding an high fee, you know what I mean? Because they're not trying to keep hold of him.
I
So
I reckon 8, between 8 and 10, I'd say.
would you reckon he'd drop down?
I do.
You do.
I do.
Right,
Oh.
boys, you sold me. Let's get him done.
Oh, another few
That's
players
not me,
I've got
by
in
the way,
mind.
that's not me saying I want Tommy Doyle to replace Peck. I don't. It's just because I personally can see Peck leaving. I think he's had a great season.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, if people are looking at Orney, and you look what Orney has done, right, there's going to be people looking at City. So
Oh, yeah, we are, don't.
all I'm saying is, if we get the best of a bad situation, you know what I mean, we've got to get 20, 25 mil for him. That'd be a successful, because then you can reinvest it. If you can fetch someone in cheaper, you're saving money for other bits in club to try and put your wage budget up and stuff like that, if it's possible.
Yeah, one player what I've seen what's been getting linked to Wales recently is I'd like to keep him, to be honest with you, but if he goes, doesn't it? Harrison Burrows, Crystal Palace. I think
I'd be shocked.
if it happens.
I'd be shocked. I don't think he'd go.
Like you.
I can't say he's not gonna go, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you really want to take a risk on Burrows? He's only really had 1 year in Championship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
How much did we pay for him? 4 million.
Yeah.
I think no less than.
See, I don't think he's replaceable. I don't think he's replaceable.
I've got one up my sleeve for this one. Yeah. So we sell Burrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're selling for, call it 15 million. I think that's a reasonable price for him, for Crystal Palace. But 10 to 15 million. Yeah. You're talking 6-7 million profit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfie Doughter. Do you know what I mean?
So,
Why not?
I'd still prefer Burrows. Younger.
Yeah, I'd prefer Burrows, but I'm saying if the knock came at the door, I won't be totally against it.
No. He's not worse. He's good. He's got a good delivery in as well.
Yeah.
He's good at swinging that ball under, but personally,
to say he's good at swinging that ball in, I ain't seen him swing that ball in enough. That's my problem.
Is that tactics? Is it just? But then again, is it like just with what we were saying with your hair earlier when it gets round box and he don't shoot? Is it just that hesitation all the time? Why do they hesitate to come back?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we go side to side and stuff like that?
I know what I said to midfielder I do want. Quite a few to pair.
We'll get on it for replacements on the next person we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Mr. Vinny Souza.
Mr. Vinny Souza.
Right. Do you sell him and who do you replace him with?
Sell him at the right price and I'd go for Ben Sheaf or Josh Eccles.
What's the right price? What do you say is acceptable for Vinny Souza?
Between 18 to 20 mil.
Can see it. About you, Dan. I know you didn't like that price, did you?
No, I want 20 to 25. I want 20 with 5 in add-ons, me. But personally, right, the thing about it is we've got the contracts in hand here. This isn't something that... Do you get what I mean? And if these new owners... People are saying, like, don't listen to this about them being comfortable and all that, because they'll always make that excuse they were comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Billy were comfortable, but then he got forced out because of Marseille doing what they wanted to do.
They're all people. They're not fans of Sheffield United. They're not Sheffield United fans.
No.
This is their job. Do you get what I mean? They don't care whether they're picking up 30 grand from us or 30 grand from fucking Palace. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. If they're going to get an extra 10 grand a week down the road, they're going to go for that 10 grand a week. That's the way it is. Right?
Exactly.
It's I'd go Ben Sheaf. That's who my pick would be for that
Do,
position.
Yeah, mine would. I'd
Honestly.
love Ben Sheaf, but I think he'd cost an arm and a leg because I don't feel like.
But you mean
Coventry-
if you've got let's say look at that Sanderberg
Mhm.
when we sold Sanderberg, yeah, and we
Mhm.
brought Eamon in for the exact same price. If we could do that, you're only replacing the same quality.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm
Ben
saying.
Sheaf is quality.
Like I said, I don't mind losing players at all as long as we're getting same quality or better back.
Yeah,
get
it's
what I
got
mean?
to be. It's got to be.
Because if not, teams are going to keep moving forward, and we're just staying back. Do you know what I mean? We need to progress. We can't go backwards now. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Because now it's a lot of people are worried about these second year parachute payments and stuff like that. It's irrelevant if these have got money.
Exactly.
If they're willing to put the money in to back.
I remember someone saying that the new consortium have the funds to fund us whether we went up or not. They can cover the losses. So therefore, the parachute payment should make no difference. We shouldn't have to make this money up.
No, this is what I'm saying. So if we're on an even level playing field, you go back to Leeds last season, lost the best three players. If we're going to lose as best three players, as long as even if it's just we've got that money to spend, as long as we spend it wisely and fetch the same quality in, because it's like, we'll jump onto Aimer in a bit and I'll explain a couple of bits about Aimer. It's like, what are you wanting for a replacement for that?
Exactly.
You've got to say, are you wanting that same player for that position? Or do you want something different?
I think problem is though, right, when you replace Neymar, are you replacing him or are you replacing for the tactics? To get what I mean?
Well, this is my point. Are you going to replace left winger? Now I can give you a couple of left wingers that I've seen a bit of.
We'll get to that when we get to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, are you looking for that type of player, or are you looking to expand the formation?
So we've gone for Ben Sheaf, and who else would you say? Who do you think else has an adequate cover for him? Who did you say? We're Eccles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'd have said if it weren't so like if he'd just not moved in January, I'd have said Matt Grimes. I really do like the look.
Matt Grimes, mate, fucking
£4 million. Was that all it were? It was something like that.
I wanted him. I want him right bad. I think he can. Right, he's a young Ollie Norwood. He controls the pace of a game. You know what I mean? He likes to tackle. He can progress the ball. He can cross the ball. He does everything. He's a young Ollie Norwood, but a better version. Do you know what I mean? Our squad were crying out for Matt Grimes.
That's it. A little dog. That little dog, like, do you know what Burnley had in Josh Cullen?
Yep.
Right, no, you can't deny that Josh Cullen was the one that did all the dirty work in midfield.
Yeah.
But you were always there to pick ball up, and he could pick ball up, and then he could release it to the more quality players who's going to run at players, your Marcus Edwards, your Jaden Anthony's, people like that.
So, right, we're going to defenders now. So, Robbo's fucked off anyway. We fucked him off, haven't we? He's not in picture anymore. NL, what you done with NL? He's only got 1 year left as well. I think you're lucky to get 6 million, if I'm honest.
If that's it, I agree with what when we stood waiting for coach. Then I'd keep him, let him run his contract down, leave him on end of free at end of season. We need to, because he's the quality of player he could offer. Are we going to be able to replace that?
I think you can.
I think it's a bit. If what for 6 million?
Yeah. Right. Can I just stay at
There were one shout last week when we did last thing, and it was Ben Cabango. I do like that shout for him. I do like that shout for a defender, but he'd be my Robinson replacement. I'm more focused on other position, even though he's just as much as risk.
So I'm going to throw 3 names out there. What are out of contract at end of season? Will all replace NL. Darling.
Yeah.
Dunn.
I'd still like to see Dunn at right back.
Yeah, that's why I'd sign him for. I think we
Yeah.
struggled at that position all season. And people
We've not
remember
had
about Amza. Amza's done well, yes, but Amza is a midfielder, and Amza is not our player.
No, that's correct.
Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'd go. Who would have first? Chris Meppen.
Well, he's been linked. Hasn't he?
Yep.
Is he going to want to drop down though? Sunderland are going to be back in conversation for that.
But I'm not. He's dropped down for Sunderland. He's not Sunderland's player. He's Bournemouth's player.
Or Sunderland going to want that experience going into Premier League?
Mm,
Are we prepared to spend that money?
he's free.
Because he's on the free?
Yeah, he's
I
out of
didn't know he was.
contract.
It's all down to signing on fees then, isn't it? Let's
Yeah,
face facts. If he wants it, that's a quality addition.
you
But
take him.
is it just going to be same as Oldie?
What about
Or you
Mighty
just
Joe?
pick- or you
Willow?
just
He's still
picking-
floating around.
I think at minute you're just picking a partner for Robbo because that is not to say it bad, but
Yep, I know what you're saying.
Wilder's
Joe-
give him that position next season now because he's turned around and given him games.
Well, fuck you, Suter, for getting injured. Because if Suter hadn't got injured, Robinson would have never got his appearance clause, which were triggered his extension. That's what makes it worse.
No, 100%. But you've
Robbo
seen it today.
replacement-
Is it Brighton and Arblaster?
Yeah. Would you take it?
No,
You don't
no,
think that's your captain?
100%. He's what it is to be a Blade. He is.
Next to a sharp.
Yeah, easily. 1,000%. He's in stands with us, mate. He's in stands with us at away matches. He don't hide. He's not sat with players behind dugouts. He's always in stands with fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more upset to see Blaster go than I would Peck. 1,000%.
Yeah. Well, I'm like I said about Peck, right? That's just a bonus. Whatever if we sell him, do you know what I mean? That's a bonus.
No,
what we
yeah.
didn't know we had. Do you get what I mean? Last
But
season,
that's
we signed him for next to note from Arsenal Academy for our academy. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a kid what we're gonna barely see. You know what I mean? Yeah, he got injured to injuries and all that lot, but it's just, like I said, it's just a bonus, isn't it? It's bonus money. And if we can get rid of him to balance bugs, why not?
I've got a
it.
few defenders.
Go on.
Obviously, Bobby Thomas,
Mm,
Good shout.
Hegab,
solid.
and might be a bit figure, but that Latibodia.
Right. So we're saying all these defenders, yeah? Which one do you reckon can step up to Premier League? I've got a name here who I really want for as a Robbo replacement, and I think he just fits us. I just think he's for us. Callum Doyle.
Where's he? Where's he at? Is
Man
it Man City?
Man City. I honestly do, wholeheartedly believe we can buy him.
Do we seriously think that Wilder's going to keep Robbo out of that team next season?
No, Robbo starting every game, all 46 of them, even when injured.
He's already proved that we hold him. We can say all we want about this.
We could
Right.
have Big Verge. We could have Big Verge and he'd still start over him.
Yeah, it's right. That we're in trouble. You've just got to see it, but hopefully he finds another suitor out from somewhere.
Yeah.
He's
So,
a massive
we're not
shout
gonna-
for him and all.
So
And
out of all players, what we've got is probably I'd really won't want to lose. Don't know how you all lot feel, but I feel like there's something about him where I feel like he could be gel for a team. Do you get what I mean?
Well,
Like
Well, he's been paraded around pitch since he's left and gone back to his club. You know, he's love art in everything. He's commenting on things all United. You know, he said it's when he first came here. You know, it's just good to feel part of a football club again. So, listen, different manager. than what they started off with. But I'd take it if he shows he can get back fit, then it'd always be an option for me.
You move. Oh! We've got a new person jumping in.
Oh, John Ross.
Can we guess? Can we guess?
Don't play.
Yeah. Bobby won. So what position at right back, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
the question here is how many right backs do you actually think we need?
How we get injuries? Fucking about 10.
I think we need at least 2.
Yeah, 2.
You can say with Femi as well, but
I don't think Femi's ready. He's not ready, mate. He's very injury prone, which is shown. How many times has he been injured? He only come into the squad like late on, weren't it, when Gilchrist were?
Yeah, he picked an hamstring injury up.
Yeah. Mate, he is not ready at all. Why did he not get into that Rotherham side? Do you get what I mean?
That's it.
Ready. I do rate him
with certain teams, though. And we saw that with Illumin in Marseille. And he's an absolute ball. I know it's a bit of a stark difference, but that's the kind of thing.
And there's the voice of reason.
That's it.
So, who would you sign? Obviously, Dunn's my number 1 target for that position. But on top of that, like, who else is available?
I won't even know, personally. Like I said, because you've got to agree to someone coming in as a backup, haven't you, really? Because if we do get Dunn, he's going to be number 1, isn't he?
Yeah. So do you reckon Sam McCallum would have signed if he knew we were going to be back up to Burrows all season?
Yeah. He probably signed going in with that anyways, because we were after Burrows at the time anyways. And I'd probably said to him, look, the chance we don't get him, we get our number 1, or you're a squad player. So he will have known that realistically. I mean, it were all headlines about Burrows not this and that, trying to get him for ages. And then McCallum came in. So I think he'll have been more than aware.
Well, we started playing McCallum up on left wing a lot, didn't we? When we were fetching him on, we were playing Burrows and McCallum at the same time.
At one point, we played him as right back as well.
That's it. But can't Abby Darling play out at right back? Have I got that wrong?
I don't think I don't know, to be honest with you.
I think that'd be a bit like putting an out right back. Can probably do a job, but not great.
Well, do you loan Hamza for another season?
Well, we could have got him for $5 million, to be fair. And
is it worth $5 million at Championship level?
I think, to be fair, it's more about it not only just improving knowledge, but it also weakens Leicester, who are going to be.
Do you know what it is? We know what it is with Hamza. I'd take him for $3 million, but I'd use him as Ben Osborne. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be that utility player where if you've got an injury, he comes in and does a job. I believe he is that sort of player. I don't think he's a permanent right back or permanent midfielder or all like that. I think he's just that utility player. You've got an injury, Hamza will come in and do a job. You won't get a 10 out of 10.
And he's better than Shackleton.
Where is Shackleton?
You get what I'm saying? We're doing same. We get it. That was pointless signing.
Has anyone seen him? I thought
in hospital, probably. Or he's in prison.
Yeah, I'm going to say he'd probably be locked up because he was getting done for drink driving, weren't he?
All I'm saying is, James Shackleton would win a good game of hide and seek from a few people who'd been new hide and seek champion.
He would be.
He looked all right pre-season last time, but like that were against the likes of Rotherham. So
that's the game he got injured, wasn't it, Rotherham?
Yeah, and he looked all right up to that point, but that you probably says his level, to be fair.
What's this? I think we've got a Sunderland fan in chat here.
Trust.
What's it saying? Really sorry for my pick. Listen, lads, what I see, you're coming up next season. I met loads of you all so nice, Wilbur. Yeah, we're nice to other fans. We're just not nice to each other.
We just end up scrapping with each other.
I'm sure. Sorry. I'm sure he comes on my live streams on TikTok, to be fair.
Yeah, nice.
I'm sure he
fair.
does.
It's Brighton for me next season. It's Wrexham away for us. Disney FC, here we come.
Oh
Well,
my
yeah.
God.
Sunderland fans, they were right pleasant. Ones that I met, they were sound, and they were all like,
They were.
If
I
you
don't
were
think I had
Mepham,
a
would you
problem with a
leave?
Sunderland fan, and they all were like, best of luck. We know we're going to have a horrible season next year, but best of luck.
I've got a
to
question for you, Tom. Right, so you're saying if Mepham, would you leave? If would Sunderland offer Mepham a contract? That's the question. They might have set their standards a bit higher. You know, seriously saying Met would leave us. It's not your play to leave, mate. It's Bournemouth.
He's bought. I was going to say he's on loan, so
That's
Yeah.
it. It's all.
You
It's
can have
all
Tommy
about.
Watson.
It's not.
Would you take Tommy Watson on loan?
yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
I can't do it, mate. If he comes to Lane playing for us, I'd end up. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't.
We've had a lot worse playing red and white stripes.
Yeah, we have. But right after what he did, no, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Listen,
myself.
he did it for his boyhood club, though. Let's not forget
Yeah.
that as well. Let's not forget he did it for his boyhood club. His last touch.
It can't be that.
His
boyhood,
last
he's
touch.
fucking
But
off.
let's see. Going back to Sunderland fans, they were humble. They were
Yeah,
humble.
they
They weren't.
Oh,
they weren't
yeah.
rubbing it in your face. They weren't rubbing
No.
it in your face. They give an honest opinion, and
Fucking
that's all you
right,
ask
I'm
for
gonna
as
win.
football fans.
What are you saying, lads? If I come on live, can I be in the middle? You can come live, pal, but I don't know where it'll put you. I mean, link to joins up at top if you want to join.
I mean, I've got a list of about 30 odd players on here that, not saying all like stars, some are like squad players, some are backup keepers. I mean,
Right.
one of them's Doak, but obviously
Well,
that's come out today about Everton. But
Yeah. Have they
Some of
actually
the-
signed him then?
I think it's one of them where it's like David Ornstein's like saying he may go,
Right.
Sky Sports and all that. It's not a here we go type thing, but it's heavily linked.
I'd like him. Don't get me wrong, I would like him, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
He
It's
needed
I'm
his-
not going to cry if we don't get him. Do you know what I mean?
We probably won't, to be fair. He's looking
Yeah.
like he'll be in Prem.
So where are we? We're right back. Goalkeepers. Obviously, we're going to try everything to keep Cooper. I don't think we will sell him because I think he's on 2 more good contract. But Adam Davis, do you reckon he's staying for another year, or do you reckon he's fucking off?
I think he's stopping.
Yeah, there's a good
I think
backup. He's not
I
ready for a
think-
backup.
I think we've got too much to do in other positions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course we have.
I could
You've got to
see
prioritise.
him staying on, and I think he's already trying to do it. I can see him staying on as potentially like an academy coach.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard he's been coaching quite a few players anyway, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think he's like in
he's-
Faxon's 1-to-1.
it's someone like that. I think he's doing like under 18s and all that as well. But he comes across a nice bloke, and
Yeah, he is.
he's been there, done that. So if we can help him get his coaching badges, I don't see why not. And it'd be
Oh yeah,
good
we had out.
great experience as well.
So one thing I do think we need, and this is backstage, I think we need a coach, some new coaches. I think we need an attacking coach, and I think we need a set piece coach. Because our fucking attack's shite, mate. Shite.
Yeah, it's set pieces
Honestly,
as well.
Do you know what
Set
to say where we
pieces.
were? Right, it's weird because I don't think we've scored that many goals, but then you look, I think we scored like 5 more than Sunderland and all that lot. But do you know what it is with Sunderland? What you got to understand is they had a 5-game skid where they just didn't give a fuck. Do you get what I mean? Where they weren't scoring, they weren't bothered. So I don't know. I feel like we should be. We're creating chances, we're just not taking them. And Campbell, why can't Campbell play 90 minutes?
Fitness.
Fitness.
He's an explosive player, and some players just are not built to do 90 minutes. They're built to just have bomb, done. And
Do you think we put too much on him?
yeah, at the
100%.
start of the season, he were, let's be right, he were a bit chubby, and he's
Yeah.
and towards the end of the season, he's got fitter and fitter, and he's got to that 60-minute mark. So potentially he could do 80 starting next season. So
70. Don't push your luck. Quit 80.
play by ear. He's had chance to get up to decent fitness, but he's not had chance to get up.
It's
to
like armour,
the-
that, isn't it? Just in reverse. came in skinnier and got fatter and fatter
Yeah.
and slower.
I made that point last week, though. We don't seem to get fitter. We only seem to.
No.
We got worse. We got worse as the season progressed.
Do you know what?
And
Everyone
like I
slated
said,
Eki, didn't they? Do you remember last season? Everyone slated fuck out Eki. All he's doing is making them run, all this bullshit. But they fucking still can't run now.
No, but he were a lot worse. Literally, his injuries were terrible, and they have been since he were at Ibs. Being bad at Preston, being bad at Leeds, Barnsley, all of them. He's terrible for that.
yeah. You ask any club he went to, Eki had a bad reputation with injuries. So it was something that he were doing. He were better off with what he were doing. He should have gone back to the academy.
Told you. Jefferson Jesus will be number 1 next season. Keep telling your lads this, but no one believes me.
I can see it. It could be another Element situation in the academy. Out of nowhere, debut 2 goals. It could be another one of them. When Element started against Peterborough, most people went, "Who the fuck's Element and die?"
One player to buy, 1 player to leave each pick. Is this open choice, right? So you sell 1 player, buy 1 player. I'll start from Mora.
Nice. One
Pressure.
player to sell. I'd
Don't
sell
think about it.
Gustavo Harmer. And to buy, and this is unrealistic, Borja Sainz, but not likely he's going to come in it.
He's going to Bilbao, isn't
Yeah.
What, Athletic?
he? Yeah.
Don't you have
Borja
to be
Sainz.
from there to play for them?
No.
They've got that role, haven't they, where you can only be from the area to play for them.
He's going. He's going to Bilbao, mate. What about you, Dad?
Never heard that. Me, I'd sell Vinny Souza and I'd fetch in Tom Kearney.
Big shout. Big shout, that kid.
I think it's just something that he does fetch that Norwood type of player, but like he's 3 levels above him, and he's a very quality midfielder. He's proved it.
Is it
And-
Fulham, isn't it? Is it Fulham? Is that?
Well, and I don't know if he's agreed to go to Wrexham or whatever, but I know he's been linked with Wrexham. But
50 grand
if
a week,
We
is
need
that
to
what
up
they're
our
offering
wage
him?
budget right bad.
apparently.
We really need to up our wage budget. Do you know what, right? This is why we.
It's
miss
more
out
of a
on
risk
those
on
down.
it's more of a risk on a Wrexham than it is to coming to us, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
So
who
it
you selling,
just
Jamie?
depends where he wants to go.
Who you selling, Jamie? Who are you getting in?
I'm probably selling Sousa, not because I want to, but if we bring someone like Ebou Adams in, I'd be happy.
Good
Ebou
shout.
Adams, or
Good
I'm cheating
shout.
with this one, Ben Sheaf. They're both quality.
Don't tempt me with a sheaf of a time.
See,
How
but
about
how
a
much,
realistic
the question is, how much do we reckon it's going to get to take to get Ben Sheaf out of Coventry? Because we seem to be turning into Coventry number 2. Because we always like to scout these. They're all, Radoni. He's another quality player that we
I
take.
want him.
You
I
know,
want him. I want
He's
Radoni.
up next year. Ben Sheaf has 1 year left, so we could actually get him decently.
8 mil. 8 mil, I reckon you get him for.
Cooper with 2, and that's I know that with Plymouth,
but that's blagging. That's blagging.
Coventry will play hardball though. Coventry will play hardball.
They've known they'll rather run his contract down full stop and let him go like they did with Callum O'Hare. Like Callum O'Hare the season before, he could have. He was a £15 million player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, best starting division, but like I said, it depends how much we're going to be paying for these players.
Oh, don't you dare! Right, read this, lads. No a bloody chance in hell.
Nope.
No, never.
I'm going to keep my comment. I'm going to keep my comments to myself.
Your comments Oh,
I'd like to get corner. I'd like to get corner. I'd like to get into Bramall Lane just to get corner flag and stick it straight through them. I can't stand Vardy. I could not stand Vardy.
I can't stand his fucking wife as well.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Guy at work is really good mates with him, and he comes across as a
I hope you patted him on his back and said, "Good for you, pal. Good for you."
Well, he's sort of like semi my boss, so I can't say too much. But I like to listen to stories like this.
Let's hope he don't see this then, yeah?
Well, one of them is he broke his hand on a punching bag machine, like one of the ones where you hit his eyes and you get a score. And it came up with, and he broke his, I think he broke his wrist on it.
Yeah.
And they said that someone had done it on holiday and he still got like tape around his hand from it. It just comes across as a fucking nutcase.
So what we'll do now is we've done defence, we've done midfield. Apart from we need a left wing and a right wing. Well, you can't go left wing. Right, do you fetch anyone in to challenge Callum O'Hare?
Personally, I keep him and rotate him. I don't know why we haven't done that this season.
You've got
because let's face back, playing Gus every week and helped us, has it? Because we're only guaranteed 67 minutes out of him. But if you rotate them and keep them fit,
can I give an unpopular opinion here?
Go on.
I think we need to fuck him off to get better.
Oh.
What or where?
Yeah. No, Gus.
Yeah. Gus? Yeah. He's the best player in the league. What do you mean get better?
Right. Did he earn that?
Yes.
Unless you were promising me, unless you could promise me someone exactly like Brownhill or something like that, because Brownhill would be. Brownhill's had a great season this season, hasn't he? Let's face facts, right? He's been up there with stats. He's been up there with stats. Now, I'm not saying Brownhill, but if you could promise me someone like Brownhill, yeah. But
so I'd fuck him off, right? And
I'd try and get another season out of him. I think we could get another season out of him, yeah.
Personally, like I said, I think because everything's directed through him, everything, it kind of numbs us a little bit. Do you get what I mean? I feel like if we had proper wingers and we actually went through the middle, then spread it to left, spread it to right, I think we'd be a lot better, honestly.
That don't mean fucking him off. That just means moving his position into a more inside role.
Wilder ain't going to do that. We know he's not going to do it.
No, that's frustrating about it. Frustrating thing about it.
Right, we're just playing him on left just to play him. Do you get what I mean? Just because he wants him on the pitch. We all know where he should be playing. He should be playing next to Sousa, just behind O'Hare. That's where he should be playing. But we all know Wilder ain't going to do it. Just like, say, we sign, I don't know, like big Virgil van Dijk signs for United. Do you know what I mean? He's still playing Robbo. It's not going to happen. Do you get what I mean? He will not play Armour in middle.
He might. It's just with that. Look at the players we've got. Look at the players we've got left wing compared to middle. We have on the left wing, we have Brereton Diaz, who's been, let's be right, wanked since he came in, and Gus Hamer. In the middle, we have Ollie Arblaster when he's fit, Sidney Peck, Vinny Sousa, Tom Davis when he's fit, and you're having to drop one of Sousa and Peck at the minute.
So why not play free middle?
Because then that changes the formation. I mean, he may do it with now going two up top, but before we had that 4-2-3-1 where we could only play that one up front.
But why would you make a system when you might got the players to do it?
Because we started that system before we got players in. We tried to suit the players.
So then you'd buy for your system then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but to be fair, Gus doesn't really play like a winger at times. He plays like a attacking midfielder on the left.
Yeah, but don't you think that's nullifying it because everything's directed through him? So he's pulling down to drop back. You've leaving all this left-hand side where Burrows is booming on to get onto it. Now all your left side's bare. Right, Jack Robinson, yeah, I do give him a lot of critics and all that lot, but is that on that left-hand side on his own constantly?
Yeah.
The thing about it is it's the rotations of play. Like you
We
look back in that, you look when we used to have overlapping centre backs. It was simple because you always used to have Fleck and Norwood that had dropped. They wouldn't mind being that deeper line so that it would let your Bashams go on out of lap and stuff like that. But when it comes, we definitely need, like, he can create anything from nothing. And how many, we wouldn't have gained these points if it weren't for him this season. But I do get your point. Does it unbalance the team a bit?
This team,
is
what we've got now.
Is Wilder going to want to find wingers? Because the thing we've lacked all season is pace.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Playing that, you want to be playing on counter. You want to play counter, and we've not had pace to counter these teams.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's like you look at Sunderland. Sunderland have got some pace in that team. That's all it took. A moment. That's all they needed. A moment. We ain't got that. We
kind of did.
No,
that's how we scored our goal.
Yeah, but that were on a break, Armour, mate. That's probably the fastest I've ever seen him run, by the way.
That's probably when Armour did his hamstring. They were just keeping it a bit of a secret for a bit.
Yeah.
They were probably trying to run it off, but because that sprint, that were different, that were quality, that sprint for goal. Then that ball through.
Go on then.
Just for go on to show off in a minute. What about it's not a free, and I've put it in Van Boel chat earlier that graded Ian Garner.
Garner?
Yeah, as a rotational centre attacking mid, and you can put him on right or left.
Good shout.
It wouldn't be a bad shout at all. No. I was looking at some left wingers. Maybe, if this certain team does come in for Vinny Souza, could we try and get, I don't know how frequent he plays for him, but an Harry Wilson or something on wing. A proven winger. This is what we need. We don't need people that are just going to keep, because... Say that again, sorry.
I think Harry Wilson plays most games for them. I think he's at the very minimum. I think he's a squad player for them.
If he's a squad player, then there's no rounds of them going in and getting depth and replacing him. Yeah. He's not mega in Premier League, is it?
Would you play with 2 box-to-box instead of a CDM?
We tried that.
Yeah, we tried that.
When?
I think it's the quality. If you've got the quality of the box-to-boxers, we'll be fine.
I think we tried it with Peck, Arblaster, Davis, Peck. Oh, them 3. We've tried it with all them intertwined, I think, and it's not worked once.
But Doyle and Arblaster.
Doyle's more of a defensive one, though.
Yeah. He's the one that's going to send the ping. He's the one that's going to find that extra quality pass.
It's like with Vinny Souza, he likes a short pass, doesn't he? Because I don't think he can trust his long passing.
No.
How many times have you seen Vinny do a dink? Do you know what I mean? He can't dink it.
Every now and then. No. That's how we got the winner Bristol City away in the normal fixtures. He dinked it.
What, for Burrows?
Well, he dinked it. It got into the box, sort of went everywhere, and then it fell to Burrows.
So he went.
He goes through it every now and again.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think that's what we've really missed this season. That deep line playmaker, someone who can. Robin's right. Our effective
like Norwood. Someone that's going to get hold of the ball and try and spread it out to wings. Yeah. We've missed that player. We have. Because all that Vinny's good. He's good at his recoveries. He'll bust a gut to get back, and he also drops. This is why Souza and Towger didn't work, because they were both dropping at the same time.
Yeah, without doubt. They wanted Vinny to be able to box and push forward.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot off anyway.
Right, Mr. Moore, it's a pleasure to have you, Sunshine.
Same to you, and nice to meet you all.
I'll see you later, Maureen.
See you
later. Go on, give us a little brush before you go.
No, not tonight. Up the blades and up the Just United.
See you in a bit, kiddo.
See you
in a bit. Yeah.
Hey. Where were we? Yeah. I'm just confused. He just
I
threw
think,
me
No,
off
I
there.
think we ended up
But
on a tangent.
we were on Aimer. It's like you say, it's what you're looking for. It's whether you want a winger now.
Right, so we fuck him off. Do you bring someone in
I
similar?
wouldn't say it like that. I wouldn't say it.
Jamie wants him, doesn't he? You want him to stay.
Listen. If you give me a chance to,
Right,
I don't think we should get rid. I don't think we should get rid.
We've had better, and we've got rid. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
a lot of the players we got rid of were Ross at that point.
Pardon?
A lot of the players we got rid of were Ross at that point.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we've had better than Armour and got rid of.
And then we got worse.
Right, so Morgan Gibbs-White, is he better than Armour?
At the minute, yeah, because Gibbs White's playing for
All right,
England.
okay. At that level, when he went championship with us, was he better than Armour?
Probably, yeah.
Fucking by a long shot, mate.
Yeah.
They were, weren't they? They were different. They were different class.
Were Illiman better than Armour?
Oh no one can be competitive.
Illiman were best player we've ever had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, you can't compare Illiman to anyone.
That's just two players in 2 seasons. What we've had better than him, what we've let go. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're never gonna. We'll be lucky to ever see a player like Illiman again.
Oh yeah. But
that were one of the best things we've ever done as a club.
Oh yeah.
Like when he came into that team against Leicester when Wilder first got sacked.
Stop
everyone would have been thought, he's going to be lost in League to win 3 or 4 seasons. And then his following season, he's running championship. And then he had that even better season. And this is what I say about him.
To be
Go
fair,
on, Tom.
he could
You
do
can jump on if you want, mate. All opinions are welcome. All fans are welcome. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit of banter. That Sunderland fan wants to jump in.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, he could only do 60, 70 minutes in his first season, and then they improved his fitness. So we could see that again with Campbell.
And that strength he had for how small he were.
I think Campbell's good, but I think we put a bit too much on him. Do you get what I mean?
Could we see Campbell go out at left?
Yeah.
Because he has played there before.
You know what it is with Campbell? So could we... It possesses something what the 2 other strikers don't, and that's pace and power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, pace and power. I think more for a big bloke like that, I don't get how we can get bullied off at ball.
And let's not forget about Tyrese. Tyrese went through a lot last summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still managed to pull it. He's still managed to pull it around.
I know.
You know, he's always same fit. He's scored goals. He's scored vital goals.
How old is Tyrese? 23? 24?
Young. He's still young.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to sound horrible about him, but how many injuries has he got?
He's only had one
this season.
Let's not forget, there were somebody just like that before he came to us.
Yeah.
David McGoldrick.
Yeah.
He came to us and he had a good. And let's face facts, he's not really been out for a massive stint, has he? While he's been here.
Campbell is 25 years old.
25.
So he's still got a few years till his prime.
Right, I'm going to invite this Sunderland fan in. You all right, Tom?
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm all right, pal. How are you?
You all right, pal?
I look like Santa Claus at the minute. The beard's
we all get there eventually.
I'm only 42.
Good paper round then, yeah?
Yeah, man. No, I just want to say, when I went down Wembley, the first thing I noticed is how nice all the Sheffield United fans were. When you're up north, say everyone's friendly to each other. When you go down London, everyone just bumps into each other and doesn't care. But we all got on well. And there was actually the story I was going to say about. You've probably heard about it. About the Sunderland fan what took ill.
No.
And those Sheffield United fans actually gave them CPR, and unfortunately they couldn't save them. But that was a story. I was made aware of, and it just touched my heart. So I haven't got all the details. I've just heard about it briefly. I haven't looked it up yet, but something.
I didn't hear nothing about it, man.
Anyway, about the football, obviously the Sheffield United, you're worried about going up next season. There's so many parachute payments coming down next season.
Mate,
There's going to be Southampton.
All I'm going to say is enjoy it while you're up there, because when you're up there, it's not very nice.
I know, like last season, the three what went up last season it went straight down.
It's been like that for the past 2 years, I think. Last 2 years, hasn't it?
It's like we sell Jack Clark. He went on. We sell Jack Clark. He went to Ipswich. He went on going to Premier League. Where's he now? He's coming down as we're going up. So now everyone's saying, "Oh, we should buy him back." It's like, no. Well, he's shit in the Premier League. Oh, sorry for swearing. He's been crap in the Premier League.
I'll swear on you, mate.
Why should I go back? But
one good thing what you've got going on for you, though, you've got a lot of young, good talent what are fighting at ankles to get through. I mean, Chris Riggs, 17-year-old. How is he 17?
No, he's been to the academy, though. It's like Dan Neil, our captain. He's been a few years ago. He was pitching his crowd at Wembley as a fan, and then all these years later, he's lifting the cup, and I don't know what he's showing in the picture.
That
I can't see.
Basically, I think one of Sky Sports Germany, they've reported that Bellingham is chosen to go to Dortmund, 100% confirmed.
Why would he go to Dortmund? Do you know why? Do you know why he wears Job on the back of his top? Because he doesn't want Bellingham. So, what did Jude Bellingham do? He went to Dortmund. So why would Jude Bellingham go to Dortmund? That's exactly. Can you understand? Though he says he doesn't want to do it, but now if he goes to Dortmund, he's doing exactly what his brother done.
It could It could be money. It could be that Dortmund are able to offer him like another couple of grand more a week. I mean, they're paying 30 million euros for him.
My sources told us that he's not going.
Do you not think?
Well, because who the sources are, then no.
So right, if
it's not KLD, I'm not like best mates with KLD. I'm not saying that, but it's not far.
So if Job does go for 30 million, how much is Chris Rigg worth?
Ooh. Well, if Job goes to 30 million, then we wouldn't sell Chris Rigg, so it doesn't matter how much he's worth.
I do think Job has probably got a bit of an inflated price for his brother. Like, you can tell he'll be a good player, but at the minute, from bits I've seen, he has his moments, but Rigg seemed to just absolutely shit on him at times. Like, if Bellingham is going for 30 million, Chris Rigg is worth about 50 if you're really counting for quality-wise and age and all that.
No, but I don't understand why we start putting price tags on everyone. It's like, why not just like keep him at Sunderland? Because I know Dan Neil's going to stay. That's for one. Job, he wouldn't go to Dortmund because the reason he wouldn't want to follow in his brother's footsteps or shadows. So he's already said, I don't want to do that. I want to wear Job on the back of my top. So he's like, if he does that, then the first thing people's going to say is like, well, I thought you weren't following in your brother's footsteps. If you know what I mean. Is that just me? I've had a drink tonight, obviously, but is that just me, or does it make sense?
It's very hypocritical if he does join him.
Yeah, he's following his rules. He'll have used contact somewhere because today I'm assuming it's same as Jude, mother and father are there.
Yeah.
Job lives with his mother in Britain, but Jude lives with his father in Spain. It's
a way around. Jude lives with mother in Spain, and Job lives with his dad in England.
Oh, but I just when I seen the picture of him hugging his mum, I thought it was that way around. His dad would have been there as well. I'm surprised we didn't see Jude. What's his name? Job. Jude, that's the one, Jude. Jude at
Yeah.
Sunderland or at Wembley, but we're saying Henderson. That's another thing. Henderson is like, if he doesn't
Do you
come to
reckon
us, then. Well, Henderson
Do you
said he
really
wants
want
to finish his
Henderson
career.
back?
He said he was going to finish his career at Sunderland.
So,
And
but
then
would you
it's
take
just
him
hard-
back for Premier League now? Do you think he's still got legs to be a Premier League player?
I would take him back, but if he was crap within 6 months, then he would just fade out and he would end up on the bench, and it would be like, it's just like another glorified goodbye, though, isn't it? It's,
I could,
if you bring
I
him
could
back,
see it
give him
being.
a good, give him a good send off, and then he'll end up playing for South Shields or something like that.
Mhm.
I could
So-
see it being a. Oh, go on.
Go on.
Okay.
So do you think you're going to sign Mepham, or do you reckon you move on?
Metham, I think he's it's that group what he's had at Sunderland all the season.
Well, Mepham's
I know
on loan
he's
isn't
on
he, from
loan,
Bournemouth.
Yeah, but they're not going to take him back really, because if they put him on loan, then they don't really see him as part of the plan.
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
so.
is that a contract at end of season? This is what I'm saying to you, right? Do you think Sunderland will take up the option and try and sign him permanently, or do you reckon you move on and get someone better?
We'll keep him because he's been a part of it. Just like
No, but
Luke
you have
O'Nine,
to-
everyone.
You have to sign him
everyone-
again. It's not a case of just keeping him on. You've got to re-sign him. You've got to convince him to stay on again. And that's even if you want to keep him.
Of course, we'll keep him because he's a Premiership player. So,
Fair enough then.
and now we're a Premiership team.
Would
then he's a
would you
Premiership player.
offer him? Would you, let's say,
A Premiership player.
let's say he's offering? Yeah, would you be prepared to offer him a 3-year contract?
Not a 3-year contract. He wouldn't take a 1-year contract. He'd say no.
No,
I'll leave
that's
it,
the
but I
thing.
think-
Is that all that you think that Sunderland would offer him? A 1 year?
No, I don't think they would. I think they'd offer him a 2-year contract. Within,
Right.
obviously, all the players are on holidays and things like that now, so everything's going to be dead for a couple of weeks. And then you'll start and filter through, he's done this, he's signing for this, he's doing this. So I think
It's
Metham,
when contracts come up at end of month, innit? Contracts are up at end of month. They just try and get people in there.
it's 1st of July and everything. It's like when you used to play
Yeah,
on Championship Manager. I remember the days when you have to click away until the 1st of July until all your players sign. That's going a bit off top.
Like I said, I think if someone did come in, let's say we're only offering 2 year, and someone were offering a bit less money, but let's say a 3-year contract, don't you think that'd dampen it?
No, but I think Metham would sign though, because he's come here and he's been a part of it. So that must have done something. He must have. I don't know if he's settled in some. A lot of players sign for a team, but they don't settle in the area. They'll sign for a team, but they settle elsewhere. But I believe that Metham's come here and he's settled in the area. So that's another thing as well.
Yeah.
For example, if Sunderland went to sign Jamie Vardy next season, for example, that's never going to happen in a million years, because Jamie Vardy's not going to move all his family all the way up from Midlands to the north just for that. So, I already know that that's never going to happen. So, but there's still things saying Sunderland's going to sign Vardy. It's like, well, no, they're not.
I think Vardy will end up at Wrexham, me personally.
He's staying in Prem. I can't see him
Well,
dropping down.
I'd put my money on Wolves.
Yeah.
Someone like that
Well-
taking a hit on Vardy, because they've just lost Cunha, haven't they?
He's not going to go Wolves.
Look at what they've just spent on him, though.
It's like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
No,
I
Vardy,
think
I
he's
know.
gonna go on.
I know. When I said about Vardy before, I honestly don't realise what happened between Sheffield United and Vardy. Obviously, you've got some sort of history that you want to kill him or something. But
Right.
well, not
Sheffield
kill him.
Wednesday.
Yeah, basically, as a Sheffield Wednesday fan, it's like having a Newcastle fan. Do you know what I mean? And he hates us as well.
He hates us, and when he scored
Well,
the lane
yeah.
once, When he scored at
You what?
Lane once, he went over to corner flag and snapped corner flag in half.
And then he also
No.
went up to.
And then he
when there
ear
were
cup,
fans in
he
the
ear
ground.
cup cop, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that straight
Yeah,
in front of
Cup
your
cop.
eyes on cop. He despises us as much as we despise him. He's from Stockbridge,
I
so
mind
he's
the
only
wind up mention, but as soon as you mentioned that it's the equivalent of Newcastle something, that's all he needed to say. And then I didn't realise at the time. So obviously the
Yeah.
only place that was good for now was a skip, basically. So
He
Or
ruined
a
Wednesday's
TV show.
academy as well.
you what?
He ruined Wednesday's academy as well, and then they released him, and he's from Stockbridge, which is like only up the road from Sheffield. So he's from round here, supports the Wednesday, played for them, so no hell in chance that he's coming to us.
No,
chance.
when I said that, I wasn't taking it.
Yeah.
Piss. I generally didn't know.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. It's like Chris Ridgett is he a Newcastle fan?
He is, all his family in Newcastle fans. And, he's a son. Newcastle could good for him. I don't know if he would. But
well,
would he go there?
We've got a special relationship with Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? We try to beat them, but they batter us. Do you know what I mean? Are you looking forward to playing?
I don't know. I am actually, because I want to prove that the team coming up. It's a story written already. The team coming up from the championship beats the team what says they've got all the money in the world.
It's the Premier League. It don't look. It's not what it used to be. It don't work like that anymore.
It's horrible. Premier League.
I remember going into that 8-0 game before it, thinking, "Yeah, we're going to get something out of this game." Yeah, I couldn't have been any more wrong, really, could I? We can get points off these. 8-0 later.
Wait, for that first 15 minutes, we look fucking right good. Right.
We look like we were awesome.
Telling you, Premier League ready after 15 minutes.
Tom, can I just ask you a couple of questions?
Of course you can.
I just want to ask you, what's your thoughts on Joe Bellingham going to Borussia Dortmund?
He's not going to Borussia Dortmund.
He's just come through breaking news now. He's accepted £30 million. Apparently, he wants to go to Borussia Dortmund. He's told Frankfurt.
That's what I've just been on about.
Sunderland's his stance. That's apparently his going.
What website was it? There's a lot
somebody
of.
On one sec. Somebody on Twitter.
Oh,
one sec.
It's Sky Sports.
Somebody on Twitter. Jesus.
And then I was reading earlier about Trey Hume and all that. Everton and somebody else are looking at Trey Hume, I think.
Trey Hume, I'm worried about because
I like him.
He's fucking mean.
But he's another one that's like wrapped up all the fans' attention. He's been all over fans. He's done everything for the fans. So I think he's fell in love with the place in a way. So it basically a lot of our players are left in a situation where it's between your head and your heart.
Money talks though, doesn't it? Say Trey Hume's on 40 grand a week and Everton come in and say we'll give 80 grand a week. He's gone, isn't he?
But if he goes, then you know it's for money. So we'll know that he's chose money over that. We wouldn't judge him for that. We'll just know that. We wouldn't boo him next time we see him. We'll just know he's took that. So in this day and age, you have to, because they've got families, they've got kids, they've got the. Like when Henderson supposedly went to Saudi for £700,000 a week, people were saying, "Why has he done that?" And it's like, well, to realise that he could start his life for his family, his next family, his kids' family, and everything. So why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, of course. Because we're in the same boat. Sorry to interrupt, lads. We're in the same boat about Gus Hamer, really, thinking he's on 30-35 grand a week. Everton come in and give him 70 grand a week. He's gone, isn't he?
I'm happy to let him go, me though, mate. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, Ricky.
You don't like to, but honestly, I think losing Armour makes us a better squad in all.
Yeah, but look, when he went off the pitch last Saturday, we just went to shit. It looked like we were doing crazy. When Tyrese went off, I just knew that.
Do you know what it is, though, right? It's not even like we'll just set up wrong completely. Do you know what I mean? We
Did
weren't
you-
even about
me, it's
individual moments.
I don't know if Tom agrees, but after that offside goal, because I was speaking to one of your lads, Tom, an old bloke who's probably been going 30 plus years since I've been going, and he was saying it should have been 4-0 at half time, and then he said that offside goal, and I agreed with him, it just knocked stuffing out of us, game plan went out window, tactics went out window, and we just sat back and invited you onto us.
Yeah.
The first time I seen the offside goal, the first view of it, I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with that. But then I seen the player duck in front of him. But
Yeah, but that's the yard before he goes in net. That's what the only thing I didn't
And he's
understand
onside
is
more.
why they're
More-
not doing the offside, drawing the lines from when it's hit Harrison Burrows' foot. Why they're doing it from when it's a yard from going in net.
see, that's where I'm out of the loop, because when it gets a VAR
Yeah,
on the line,
I don't understand that.
it's all technology. It's like a game of football in my day was a game of football.
Oh, of
There
course,
wasn't
yeah.
lines on the pitch, there wasn't cameras everywhere. It was a
Spoiled.
game of football. We used to put two. We didn't used to have, when we used to play, well, I sound old now, but when we used to play, we used to put two like jumpers on the side, and there's the two posts.
Yep.
You know, I know that's not professional, but these days we've got goal line technology, they've got VAR, you can be offside by a strand of a hair and things like that. It's just,
I've
But
seen
It's fixed, if you
Varane.
ask me, it's fixed.
I've seen Varane be ruled offside from his arse in, I think, a World Cup game in Qatar. It was literally his arse were offside, and you could see that. So if he's not got, if he's
Jamie
not,
looking at Arsenal.
well, no,
you
you can literally.
You even get the chance these days saying your nose is offside, your nose is offside.
I know.
You
Tom,
even
it's that
get VAR chance now.
Florian Pettenberg's put it on Twitter about Joe Bellingham. He's a good source, isn't he? Florian Pettenberg is well known, isn't he? I think.
I ain't got a fucking
I ain't
clue.
got-
Me.
I ain't got a clue. I can't comment on that one.
I'm just sitting and nodding my head.
I feel for Tom,
But-
like you're going into the best league in
At the end of the
you're
day,
losing your best players.
they
Again.
were-
It's like when we went up.
They were going to lose. They said they were going to lose Bellingham before the final anyway, didn't they?
I just want to touch on the Bellingham thing, because which source would you think was best, the source or Stuart Harvey?
I
If you have to
don't
pick a
know.
horse,
Stuart
yeah.
Harvey
I
is.
ain't got a clue Stuart Harvey is.
I ain't got a clue either, Tom, mate. Sorry.
I'd just
All you
wait
need
for
is
it to come out official.
All you need to do is Google Stuart Harvey, and I'm sure one of you can do it.
Yeah,
One
I'm
sec,
doing
I'll
it
do it
right
now.
now.
Jim is the man. Jim is the man for
Stuart
Jim.
Harvey, Sunderland.
Jamie's on it.
Head of player
Right.
recruitment. Right. Okay. Fair enough then.
Right, so he's had to play recruitment.
Yeah.
for Sunderland.
Yeah.
That's all I say. I know you won't believe it at the minute, but everything's got Jude Bellingham. I wish Job Bellingham will be a Sunderland player at the start of next season. You taking
Fair enough,
bets?
then.
Anyone to want to take bets?
I
Liver's having
disagree,
none of
Tom,
it.
mate. I disagree. I just think he's just going to want to follow in his brother's footsteps. We're going to Dortmund. I think he'll follow suit, to be honest.
If he goes Frankfurt, I could just see him at
Why
like
would he
Barcelona.
follow in his footsteps? He said
Oh,
he doesn't
imagine
want to
that.
follow in his brother's footsteps. So why would he follow in his brother's footsteps?
Money talks, my friend.
Money.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
We've got a perfect example of someone in the club that says, "Yeah, this is going to be happening, that's going to be happening," and then it's not happening. Ollie Arblaster, one of United players, he thought he'd be ready by playoff finals. He's done his ACL in. He was never going to be ready because that's his opinion, and he's going to be biased, and he wants to be ready. Don't mean he's going to be ready, and that could be. Is it Stuart Harvey? He may be going. Yeah, it could be. He's definitely saying just because he's that desperate to keep him, it could just be that potential. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's trying to like keep his sanity pretty much.
Another thing that it could be as well is they're trying to drive price up for him.
And
Because there's this thing with young players now that you can turn around and like you can drive the prices, like offer them a new contract and stuff like that, like we did with Jebbo last year. with Jefferson, and then we sold him. Now, I know he came through ranks, but that's what Sunderland are going to do. They're going to make out how important Bellingham is to Sunderland. And these are going to try and raise, if someone is going to come in bigger, like a Borussia Dortmund, a Mönchengladbach, or one of these top teams in Europe, they're going to want the maximum price.
Yeah.
We bought him for like 2.1 million, something like that.
See, we make 30 million.
Do you know
on him,
what
then
the
he's
sell-on
not
clause?
gonna do it.
Do you know what the sell-on clause is to Birmingham? That were
Not by
agreed.
hand.
No.
No.
Because that could play a big part in it as well. Because they're going to want maximum profit if they're going to lose a player who is
We're still going to make a healthy profit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And what you've got to look at as well
Oh,
is
100%.
with English players as well, they always go for a lot more transfer fee. Like you look at Jack Grealish. I know, obviously, Joe Bellingham's not as big as them, but you look at Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, £100 million. They're never worth £100 million. It's cost of the English players. And
I've got the number. So Birmingham have a 15% sell-on clause.
I think Declan Rice, I don't know, he might be worth over 100 million.
I wouldn't say Grealish is, though.
Not Grealish.
No,
Grealish.
100% not.
Go on, Jay. What were you saying on that clause, bro? About Tommy's got clause for Job. Go on, Jay.
15%. 15%. 1-5.
But on 2.1 million, it's not going to happen.
So, I just think that if an head of recruitment,
happen at all.
Tom, if it weren't going to
like
happen,
I said,
though,
you try and
why is he going for talks 2 days after he just took his team to promotion to the best league on planet? Why is he going for talks in Germany if he didn't?
But he's not going for talks. All they've
He
done
went
is
for talks with Dortmund, Frankfurt, and Leipzig last week. Apparently,
this is what to do. This is all this news, all these news things.
We know what they're like, the bastards.
The clickbait, anything, they'll take pictures, they'll edit them and everything. Job has probably ended the season and he's went to see his brother and he went over to Germany for some reason. He's got a flight on a German flight or something like that, and they put it together with Germany and he went, there he is in Germany. He's going to Dortmund. Joe Bellingham has clearly come out and went, I've got Job on the back of my top. I don't want to have Bellingham because I don't want to follow in my brother's footsteps. So why would he go to Dortmund? Where his brother? That's where his brother went. Dortmund.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to break this, but it's come out with Fabrizio Romano now that he's saying Joe Bellingham is giving his priority to joining Borussia Dortmund. It's not saying he's going, but that's his priority now. That's Fabrizio Romano.
That's it. He's going. Soon as Fabs tweets it, that's it.
Yeah,
he's gone.
You don't get much more accurate.
I'm going to go on live right now and say Fabrizio Romano. No way at all.
Right,
this is the one. This is the one thing.
45 minutes to go. I can put the link in the chat.
Boys, I'm going to have to go because I'm falling on battery again. Right.
Let it go.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Go get your charger.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Right. I'll see you all later, boys. Up the blade, yeah.
Bro.
See you next week.
See you later, mate.
Good luck next season, mate.
Tom, the article says Joe Bellingham has given his priority to join Borussia Dortmund. Decision in principle has been made, as Bild has reported. Sunderland have currently no intention to negotiate under release clause value of 40 million. So he's got a release clause of 40
my phone's
million.
cracking.
I've got 2% on my battery as well, but do you know when the head of recruitment says to me, or head of whatever you said he was, I don't even know. I honestly, nowhere to lie. I spoke to him yesterday. He said, I went, Joe Bellingham, is he going? No, not at all. Don't worry about it. People like that can't come out and usually they'll say no comment.
Yeah.
I
hope he stays for your sake, but you'll feel like we did about Illiman and Jai. If you think Job's one of your best players, you'll feel like we did, mate, about Illiman.
Do you think he's overhyped for what he is?
No, I think he's probably one of their top 3 players, 100%.
Yeah, no, but realistically, right, Job.
Because of his brother, yeah.
Yeah,
because of his brother, but I think he can get to that level though because he's playing for under 23s, under 21s, I think. He's a good player, yeah.
Enzo Lafay, what a player. Enzo Lafay.
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
We
Rate
need
loan
him
signing, mate.
I thought you were
We've
quiet.
got him now,
yesterday.
19 million.
He seems to play better, Luffy, when he drops into like a
Number
number
10.
8
Middle.
kind of role, like a bit deeper. He seems to just play a bit better for some reason. I
Yeah, he
don't know
played
why.
better when he got moved into middle on playoff final, didn't he?
Mhm.
No, but not even like in the attacking midfield role,
That's
like a
because we lost all
box
that
down.
money.
Right, so let's
What-
push on to topic. You up?
What if it, on another topic, when a player signs for another club, like Watson did, sorry for mentioning her name again, but and then he continues to play, was that good management or bad management? Or would you have said like if
what? Sorry, he cut off. What did you say, mate?
Saying basically that if we've sold a player and he's still playing for the team, is that good management or bad management? You know, like how Tom Watson, he'd
Yeah,
already
yeah,
agreed move for Brighton. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah.
I don't know, because obviously I know he weren't starting a lot, Tom. We were on bench and getting filtered in a lot of games, weren't he? But
no, but a lot of Sunderland players, a lot of Sunderland fans were like, kick him out the side. He signed for another team. Just leave him out now. He's gone. He's made his
he's a
decision.
Sunderland fan, though, isn't he, as well? Is he a Sunderland boy?
Born and bred.
Yeah. So I
Just
don't know if that's coming to
like
play, to be honest.
Just like Pickford. I want Jordan Pickford back one day.
You might get him.
You could see that, to be fair, after Everton, if he drops down a bit.
I don't know. Would you keep Patterson though? I'd keep Patterson. Me.
I'd keep
Personally.
Patterson as well. Yeah.
Patterson,
I worry about
if
Patterson.
I could see if Patterson has a good year next year and your lot go down I'm not saying he will go down, but if your lot go down and he has a good year, I can see him pulling Ramsdale and leaving after you've been relegated potentially for like 30 odd million.
If we get relegated with Patterson, then I don't think the fans will. See, there's another keeper called Matty Young, which he'll be going on loan next season. So I think, see, he was like Pickford's understudy when he was growing up. He went through all the academies with Pickford, and then Pickford went off to Everton eventually, and Matty Young just dropped off, and he's down in, I think he was playing for Coventry and things like that. But that's a good keeper. That's another like born and coming from the academy.
Yeah, you produce
Growing
some
up
good
in
talent,
the
mate.
club.
You have
Produce some great talent.
produced- And that's what's good about you. You've got a lot of young kids that are worth millions.
Oh, God. Matty Young, if I'm getting the right player, he's currently at Hampton and Richmond.
Sheffield United are going to go up next season, though.
Definitely champions, pal.
I don't know, mate.
Don't you fucking dare.
Leicester are out autos, right?
Going to go up, and then Sheffield United.
I still think
Sheffield
Ipswich and Southampton will be up there, lads.
Yeah, I think Southampton are going to get picked apart, me.
Still got Cameron Archer, players like that, though, are good at this level, aren't they?
Will Still's a really good manager.
Yeah, Will Still, I don't think it
Still got Smallbone and that, players like that.
Yeah, I think it might go down to us and Southampton. I think Southampton may finish first. We
I
finish
think it's
second.
between us and Ipswich. Look at
I'm going
Ipswich.
to say Ipswich are a monster.
Yeah. But
Ipswich.
look at it. Ipswich are definitely getting picked apart. Delap's going. Hutchinson's going to go.
They've still got Jack Clark and Smodic and players like that, though. Brilliant.
Davies.
Smudge are good at this level.
Philogene as well, Jaden Philogene. They've got some good players.
No, he's a Villa. He's a Villa, I think.
No, we went to Ipswich in January for 20 million.
All right. Fair enough then.
They've got him as well. Pardon?
Did someone say Jack Clark?
Do they want to come
Jack
to Lane, ask him?
He'll go anywhere for a Coca-Cola.
I love him. Tom is a great player, pal.
Lifted.
No, he was a good player. I joke on, but he was a good player for us at the time. But I think he's met his level in a way. It's like Sunderland fans say, take Jack Clark back, and it's like, I don't know, because
I think the jump were a bit too big for him at the time. He weren't fully developed before he went up.
The championship doesn't mean they're going to be a good player in a Premiership, and we've seen it so many times. It's like we thought Jack Clark, he's went to Ipswich, he's going to do something good in the Championship. He done nothing. He
All
put
I'm going to say to you,
I think he scored an own goal or something, didn't he? Or something.
I'm going to say thank you for the 4-0 drumming you give to Wednesday, second game at season. It made my fucking year.
And thank you for being there in playoffs a couple of years ago and all.
See, I was just going to say as well, it's been hard for me not to get the two teams mixed up. So when I've said Sheffield, then I've said, I've never said it yet. I've never done the curse yet. So it's like swearing on live telly. You can't see it because
there's 3 teams in Sheffield, and one's literally called Sheffield FC.
Four teams.
Oh, Alum as well. Alum. Yeah. But yeah, one is
Sheffield,
literally called
Sheffield
Sheffield FC, so there's all that as well.
Sheffield United, Sheffield FC, Alum, and then Sheffield Wednesday.
South Barnsley Bulls.
Yeah, and Sheffield FC were first ever club, so it's not like they're any like Sunday League team either. So you can't fuck about with them. And Alum have got oldest ground, so there's all that as well.
Gate. It's all Sandy Gate.
Sheffield Working Club before Sheffield Wednesday, basically.
That's it.
Thought I'd leave you with a good joke because my battery's on 1%, but
yeah,
I think it's been good.
It's been a pleasure having
you'll
you,
do
mate.
fine next season, man. To red and white stripes next season, man.
That's it, mate.
Do one better.
Yeah. I will say one thing though, Wembley, mate, your atmosphere, what you brought, were amazing. It's one of the best I've heard.
That Tifo beginning was unreal.
That's all down to the marketing team, though. It's like when you're seeing the all the banners and even at the home ground when the till the end flag come up. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. Wembley, Tom, that Tifo, that till the end, when they lifted it from front on bottom stand, it looked absolutely sublime, mate. It looked unbelievable, to be honest.
That's got nothing to do with the players on the pitch. It's all, even in a way, some of the fans are like surprised, thinking, "I didn't know that was going to happen." So it's all down to the marketing team. So just little things like that. I'm not saying that's what won the final. I'm just saying little things like that. Get the fans up and things like that. So
you've got a way bigger following than what we've got, though, aren't you? Because you're a one club city. So
yeah, one club fucking county at this point.
Up north, I personally live in Birmingham, so I don't live in Sunderland. But when I'm down Birmingham, I'll say Sunderland.
38,000 season ticket holders they get every season, though.
Fucking hell.
38,000.
Sure, it's 38 or 36, isn't it?
More than our fucking capacity.
Our ground only holds 33 and they get 36,000.
It's a big area and there's only 2 clubs up there. It's like Newcastle, Sunderland. Newcastle, Sunderland.
There, though, but they're shy.
Who's that?
Middlesbrough.
Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough. Then you get down to like Leeds, Manchester, things like that. So obviously, you're going to get a bigger following up there, but our stadium holds 48,000. That's what you'll see at Newcastle, Sunderland, 48,000, 700 or something.
But it sounds good when it's filled.
I know, but I mean, what I was asking you, Tom, is how many season ticket holders is it? 36 or 38?
On average.
You know what I mean? who obviously will renew every season. I'm sure it's 36. I've seen some on Twitter about it.
It's similar like that, yeah.
I'm sure.
About 35. Between 35 and 36. But,
yeah.
But that means every match day you go, and they say there's like 32,000 there. Some amateurs not 32,000 because what they're doing is they're counting the season tickets.
Yeah.
They're not actually counting how many people's there. They're counting the season tickets. So there could be 28,000 there, but they're saying there's 33,000 there because they're counting the season tickets. So
yeah.
That's another thing I noticed last season with the attendances. It's like I was sitting there and we're like, "There's 42,000 here." I was like,
"I was going to say when I went on New Year's Day, I was surprised that there were like the stadium were full, but there were still quite a few empty seats. I was like, what's happened there?"
It gets full at the time. Like Newcastle, Sunderland, you'll see 48,000 there at least, like maximum capacity. But last time we let Newcastle there, our old owners decided to let them like decorate the bar the way they wanted. So that went down a treat, didn't it? So they start putting black and white flags up everywhere, and it's like, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, that was fucking bad. That.
You've probably seen about it, but seen on that was. But say we're all them for next season. It's like next season you get to play Sheffield Wednesday, don't you? So
Twice. 6 points.
there you go.
Easy.
So just think about that. You get a stuffed Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield Wednesday twice, right? And you had fuck up. You get
It's all,
stuff them
it's, all,
twice.
it's all worth losing at Wembley if we get to beat them twice again.
Yeah.
It'd be even better if we get to be ones that send them down next season.
Oh, fucking hell, that'd be incredible.
So Sheffield United, third, with 1 game left. They need to win to get in the top 2, but they're playing Sheffield Wednesday. Now, if Sheffield Wednesday lose, they get relegated.
Don't tease me with a good time.
That'll be a dream come true. If only football was like that.
We'd bottle it.
Huh?
Wait, mate, we can't say, oh, you had a fairy tale, didn't we? What was in that?
I'm going to have to jump off, boy, because my battery's 0%. But
no worries, mate.
It's just come through on breaking news on Sky, though. Tom, sorry to dampen your mood, but Wolves, Everton, and a number of La Liga clubs are interested in Trey Hughes. Breaking news on Sky Sports now.
they're not getting Trey. I just want to say this might go off at any point, but they're not getting Trey Hughes. Joe Bellingham staying, and up the Blades. Is that right?
Nice one,
Yeah,
pal.
that's one.
Good luck next season, mate. Take care, pal.
You too, mate.
Good luck, pal. Good luck. You're gonna need it as well.
Oh, no, we'll need it, honestly.
Pleasure to
We
have
might
you
be
on,
okay,
mate.
though. Miracles can happen.
Jump
Yeah,
on next time
definitely.
with Tom.
No worries, man. I'll keep in touch. Hopefully, I'll be a little bit more sober next time. Look more like Santa Claus and like a human being. Sunderland fans, we're not all the same, so. Cheers, lads, anyway.
See you in a
Yeah,
bit, mate.
take care, mate. See you
I
later,
don't know
pal.
what ended.
There we go.
Wow.
Nice bloke.
Yeah, top look. Thanks for joining. Right, so while we're here, let's talk about fucking shithole in next 6. What the fuck's happening there, like?
Look, I don't like the fact they're not paying like the staff, like the ticket office staff
I
and all
don't
that.
give a fuck. I hate him. I don't give a fucking
No,
fuck.
because
See
I
you
bet
later.
there's a couple.
I don't-
I bet there's a couple of blades working there just because job's a job.
Well,
But-
yeah, true. I know one of Stuart's, he's a blade. He works there, so.
Exactly.
He's
That
forced
it's
to work
not
there, though,
great.
innit?
But other than that, fuck him. It's funny as hell.
Exactly. Exactly. My mate was saying and all, he's a season ticket holder. He says he's only got 18 players contracted at the club.
Fuck
They get
off.
that free window embargo.
18?
What are they going to do? You've got to have a 20-man squad for a match day.
Yeah?
Oh,
So we're going
have
to
to
have to
delve into the under
go with
11s.
So what's happening? Are they going to get a points deduction or what?
I don't know. I think it's 3 window embargo in it, Jay, the punishment for
Yeah,
it.
I thought that was first
Yeah.
one though. First one, what they missed
I've
out.
not had it yet because they paid only a couple of days later. But it just depends on how late they are paying. Because if it carries on, like they've still not paid. So if it carries on like a couple of days, we could see it happening. But it's all fucking blurry lines. I mean, it's all down to EFL and their fucking broken system. So God knows what's going to be happening.
Right, so if we can get deducted 2 points because of a missed payment, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
On a player sale. Oh, sorry, on a payment on a
What-
player,
To a
right?
club, to another club, weren't it?
They haven't paid the entire staff, players, coaching staff, all this lot, right? For the second time within a year, a calendar
Yeah.
year. So
Should be at least
why-
12, shouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We are
Yeah.
fucking down
Well,
on it.
It were originally a 3 transfer window ban, and then we negotiated because we served one of the windows, and then we negotiated it into the 2 point deduction. So realistically, it'd be the same punishment.
I like that. Double next season. Us promotion, then relegated and doing double over 'em.
Well, it'd be 2 doubles in a row.
That's what I'm saying. Look, double.
Fucking
Another thing I wanted to say, lads, you know what I'm finding hilarious is how Danny Rowe meant to be going to Southampton, who meant to be going to Leicester, who meant to be going fucking
He's
there and everywhere. He's still at
staying.
Wednesday.
Exactly. Do you know what it is with Danny Rowe, though? Right, I'm telling you, mate. Right, ever since Southampton had that little sniff around him, he's gone wank. He does not give a fuck. His ego's too bigger than club, and that's the problem. He's
They've
only
gone
been
and got
there.
Will Still.
Yep, he's been there just over a year, and he's bigger than fucking club already. What does that tell you about your fan base?
He's
No
good,
one-
but
no one's bigger than the club.
He thinks he's dog's bollocks. Let's be
My
right.
mate
He
told me
thinks
it
he's fucking Guardiola.
He knows people in club and that, and he told me that Danny Rowe told Chansiri and obviously Iraqi at Wednesday. He told them, well, obviously when they first didn't pay payments last time, they wanted to leave. That's when he told them.
Yeah.
Can't blame him.
Would you take him?
No.
I would. It'd be funny.
Fuck off. Go. No, Jamie, fuck off now.
No. Oh, I'd still. This is if we get rid of Wilder. It'd be. I wouldn't have him, but if we did get him, it'd be fucking funny.
Yeah, it'd be funny, but do you think he's actually good? He's only got 30,
I think
he's got a 34% win rate.
With
Look
team
at
he
their
has though,
squad,
Rick,
though.
he's done well with him, hasn't he, really, to be fair.
Look at
their
their
players
squad.
they've got.
They are wank. Their
Shocking.
team is
Shocking.
so bad.
So bad.
Without them, they're fucking down next season. They are fucking dross. They've got 40-year-old Barry Bannon as their fucking best player.
Listen. Even
wank.
Turkey hair implants reject Bannon. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking dross. Honestly, he's a good manager. I think he's done really well with them, and I think he could be a decent Premier League manager. But he fucking thinks he's like dog's bollocks.
Yeah, he does,
thinks he's fucking good enough that
Thinks he's top
fucking
10
Man City.
Premier League manager, doesn't he?
He spends too much time on his hair.
Yeah, it's good as being fucking best mates with Hansi Flick at Bayern Munich. He now thinks, oh, I could do a job there. I could fucking win them Champions League. Could you fuck me? You're a decent manager. You're not that good.
Yeah.
So, Armour. Let's talk about him. Obviously, you know my opinions on him. But if he does go, we can't always say he's staying. Right? My valid point were that we've had better and we've got, do you know what I mean? We've had better before, we've lost him and we've always come back. Me, if I'm replacing him, I think the best option for us out there is Rudana.
Yeah.
Only thing I wanted to touch on with Radoni is he's a number 10 player, whereas Gus has been playing left, hasn't he? I think Radoni's been in number 10 all season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But if we're playing, we're not actually playing a left winger, are we?
It'd be Borja Sainz for me because obviously that's his natural position, left wing. He scored 18 goals for a poor Norwich side, one behind Joe Perreault, top scorer in Championship. I know it's his attitude for spitting at that playing and banned for 6 matches, but do you think Wilder's going to let that happen?
Has Wilder really got control of players?
I don't know what Alfie were telling me at Player Awards, but that's not to be said on here. But yeah, I don't know.
Come on, fill us in, mate.
Not live, lads. Jay knows, but I'll fill you in over time. But yeah,
Some of the players had their opinions. Some of them had other opinions. Some loved him. Some. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I can believe it as well. Like I said, I think he's more interested in me. We know he's got his favourites, and that's coming from a fan's perspective who hadn't spoke to players.
Going back from McBurney, isn't it? That's one of his favourites.
What do you think about that?
I think he's better than Kiefer, but
I think he's better than Kiefer personally. I think
I don't know because obviously McBurney used to win a lot of aerial duels, but I think he's better with ball at his feet than Kiefer Moore is.
Yeah, he's got a better strike than Kiefer as well. I think Kiefer, when he hits the ball, looks like he's hitting a fucking balloon. I don't know what it is about him, mate. But he's
to
a big
me,
lad.
if we are obviously to me, the striker a bit like if Ryan doesn't re-sign, then obviously you're going to need one more.
I don't want him to re-sign, mate. I'll be honest with you. I think he's had 4 years and done fuck all.
I was hoping Robinson went, to be fair, Rick, but
I did. That's fucking Souttar's fault, though. Shooter shouldn't have got injured. If Souttar hadn't have got injured, Robinson would have never triggered that appearance.
What was that Tom saying about Metham? Were he saying Metham's going to Sunderland?
Yeah, he was saying, why won't we sign him? Well, that's down to them, innit?
I don't even know. Are they in for him, Sunderland?
I ain't heard of.
Because surely they must have had an option to buy him if they went up like
you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Well, it's not even an option on a free.
Yeah,
I know it. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Sorry, yeah, he's on a free. Yeah, I think they can trigger for a year though to get a fee card.
Yeah, they have got a trigger on him. So it's whether Bournemouth want to trigger that and Sunderland want to pay it. To go
But
over.
my argument, because obviously I put it in chat, lads. You know me since January. I've wanted Tanganga since his name popped up.
Yes.
This is my argument now. Is like, say we go up this season, we've got Chris Metham in. Yeah. Is he good enough at Premier League? No. Because if it were, we'd play for Bournemouth, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He were in and out at squad though. To be fair.
Yeah. I just think to myself, we need because to me, I'm thinking now, Tanganga may not be able to cut it in Premier League, or you might need to spend again. But if you're looking at players like Metham and Jimmy Dunn, then you go up again, then they might not be able to cut it. So you're going to need to spend again. So why not just spend now? That's what
I know what you're saying. It's like me. I ain't got a problem with losing anybody on this squad, right? As long as we're replaced with either same level or slightly better. I
think Amy's irreplaceable like Illiman.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Mate,
at this level,
I thought Illiman were irreplaceable, but we've done it, haven't we?
I just think, like I said, Rick, a lot of times this season, it's like give ball to Gus, see what he can do, see if he can defend,
by us doing that, are we nullifying certain other aspects? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
I
agree with you, Rick, 100%. I think O'Hare can be that type of player. But...
Yeah, mate, I think O'Hare, next season, if Armour goes, right, I swear to God now, he will win player of the season. We are a fucking doubt, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not even questioning it. Right, just before, now, Jefferson's a couple of years, telling you, a couple of years, Jefferson will be number one. But now, right, on a level, O'Hare, before leaving on a free, he was easily a £15 million player, easily at Coventry. Right, when Harmer left and Gyökeres left Coventry, O'Hare were the man then, and he showed what he can do.
When he injured,
you know what I mean? Well, he did receive an injury, yeah.
Got a bad injury for 10 months, didn't he? I think that's why he didn't play in cup final, player final.
Yeah. Right. O'Hare, give him the chance to lead the team, and I swear to God, mate, he won't disappoint you. There's a reason why.
Vancouver put it in chat. He's like, obviously, I know he's been a big praiser of Callum O'Hare, and he said, "You look at them. I think we'd won 2 out of last 7 matches, and just look how many O'Hare didn't start."
Yep.
I'm going to have to drop off, by the way.
Yeah.
But cheers for having me on.
Always a welcome, Jamie.
I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, speak to you soon, bro. Take care, Jay. See you in a bit, mate.
And then there were 2.
It's because I've come in late and I've finished work at 10, so...
I know.
We
didn't come on today. Yeah, his kid...
I seen Maury on early. I watched it briefly earlier, but I saw it work.
Yeah. Shaq's had... his kid's got trials at Chesterfield. But I think, personally, what I'd do is I'd go for Callum Doyle. I think we can buy him. I really do.
I think best... I know what you're saying, Rick, but would they want 10, 15 million now, Man City up front? They probably would. So I'd go with loan to buy option, like we did similar with Amazon.
Yeah. That's what I'd do. But I honestly think we can get him. I really do. And I think
I want him and Tanganga there, my main 2. And then to me, I'd get obviously bringing Metham and getting his backup with Robinson.
And then Jimmy done it right.
Come get Darling in. And then obviously done it right back. So
mate, that's dangerous. That's solid. You're talking Burnley numbers here. Burnley numbers, without a doubt. But you know what? It's like people can shout for Suter and all that lot now, right? Suter, when he comes back, mate, he is not going to be the same player at all. No. Nowhere near it.
Look at Higgs, the same injury as him, Achilles.
Exactly. But I've heard rumours that fucking he's injured himself. Suter, I've heard he's redone it, and he's going to be out till Christmas.
I've heard that, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
He's a big lad and all, isn't he?
Big lad. And he's not a spring chicken. Recovery process is going to be a bit longer for him. Do you know what I mean? He's definitely not coming back the same player.
I don't think so either, unfortunately.
What do you think about Char from QPR?
I want him. I like him. I forgot about him because we were saying Josh Murphy, Borja signs, Doherty, and I forgot about Ilias Chair. And is he in last year? I don't know if he's in last year's contract.
I'm not sure.
He'd be a rate shout. I'd have him.
But it's like this, right? I seen something about Palace after Burrows. I'd let him go, I'd let him go, and I'd get Doughty straight away.
Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we?
Do you know what I mean? It's like
I like Harrison, though. I do want him to stay. Though. I like him.
I like Harrison. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like Doughty is better, but I think he's on similar sort of level. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think you're really losing out. Do you know what I mean? If we paid $4 million for Burrows, you're selling for 12 million. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a reasonable price.
Probably get Doughty for 3 to 5, couldn't you? We've been in League
Exactly.
One now. so-
Exactly. And then there you've made what 6-7 mil profit. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if someone coming for Peck, I'd happily let Peck go for 20+ million. End of the day, what you've got to look at last season, you look at Peck, he weren't even getting near the squad. He were on verge of going on loan to Rotherham.
And how many
Do you know
goals
what I mean?
did he score last season?
None.
And how many did he assist? I can't
About
remember.
3.
Yeah,
About
I
3.
think I remember about.
It-
Obviously, I
it-
guess his first season in professional
Yeah,
men's football,
yeah,
but
I
I'm going
get
back
it.
to Blaster at the start of the season. He scored a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, two goals. I
Mm.
look at it, it's like this, right? Your midfielders, that's where we've lacked. We have had no goals from a
Ben-
midfield
Vinny's
apart
not scored all season. Peck's not scored
Right.
all season. I think Tom
The only
Davis
ones
has got 1.
Tom Davis 1, Blaster 2.
That's
3
it.
goals from your entire midfield. It's pathetic.
I can't
It
remember
is-
how many O'Hare got. He got some towards back end of season. But
Yeah,
he had
O'Hare, I
top
think
season
he
numbers,
scored
really,
4
didn't he?
goals, 4 goals all season. 4
Poor
goals,
that.
6 assists, I think.
Poor for him, that. Poor.
That's what I mean. But do you know what it is? I think that is having armour. Yeah, and I know it sounds thingy, but everything goes through armour. Do you get what I mean?
100%. 100%.
If you look what O'Hare's doing every time he gets in box, right? At Coventry, remember, he just smack it. He just put it in, he won't give a fuck. Nah, because Armour's there, he's looking to do that little fancy flick with him constantly. Do you know what I mean? Or whoever's running behind, he's more interested in doing it instead of just putting it in. And I don't get what the problem is. Have they been told to, work it until you've got a clear shot? I just don't get it, mate. If you've got an eye on fucking goal, you take it. You don't fucking fanny about. And I think that's where we've fucked up this season.
That's our
taking the
problem. Like,
chances.
100%. We've said that to each other at Bills and that. Why are we trying to fucking walk in every attack? Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Have a shot, man.
Exactly. It's like Davis. I think right. If Davis can get up fit and keep him fit, mate, he's
better than everything. He's better than every single one of them.
Arguable. It's not even a close. It's not even close.
He's better than you can see it. He's better than every single one of them. Don't get me wrong. Blaster will probably be better in 5 years' time.
Yeah, but not now.
But the best technical player now in our side is Tom Davis.
Without a doubt, it's heart wrenching sometimes though, because it's like what our squad is. Do you get what I mean? And you know what talent we've got there. So why the fuck aren't we doing it? Do you get what I mean? Right, Raksaka, right? People can slate him, but if you carried on playing him on that right hand side, you carried on playing him, mate. I'm telling you, he'd have been a monster this season.
I love to get him again for the season because I think it were March time, April time. I was reading that Palace were going to listen to offers for him, so I think can we get another season-long loan? But
I think we do need 2 wingers.
We need 4, 2 starters, 100%, and then 2 backups.
Right, mate. And it fucks me off because you got freaking people like, we should go back to a 5. We should do this. We should do that. Right? Why create a system for wingers, not use it correctly, then revert back to your old thing? You want to, you build for the system you've created. You buy players you don't just put players in them. All right, you can play. It's like me buying fucking Borja Sons and playing them at right back. Why the fuck would I do it? You just wouldn't do it, would you?
You hit nail on head with that, Rick. How we've bought all these players. You're bringing Diaz in, he's playing right fucking wing. Brewster's a fucking striker, and this is what I want to say about Ryan. Every time he's started up front this season, he's scored. Right? You wouldn't put Tom Cannon at right wing, would you? You wouldn't put fucking Kiefer Moore at number 10 role.
To be fair, I'll be honest with you. He has put Tom Davis on right wing once or twice this season.
Yeah, I know he has.
Mate, I don't get it. I don't get it. We haven't got the players for the positions.
And like we've said in chats and that, it's fucking. We've recruited this winger system 4-2-3-1. Yet we've got one natural winger at club, and he's not even our player in Jess.
Exactly. You're bringing a left forward.
They're 2 negatives for me this season. Playing a system when we've got no natural players on fucking width, on wings, and then Tyrese not being able to do longer than 60 minutes. And like I said on Jimmy's stream on Ramble, it's end of day, it's like Alfie Gilchrist, if you cash your mind to the first 15, 20 games he was playing, he was getting took off the pitch every 65, 70 minutes.
Yep. Why is it? Is this something wrong with our new tourist? Are we feeding players up too much? Or
I don't know. It's been like it since Wilder with it the first time, hasn't it? Ever since that tool with Rocky's leg, mate, and Jock, mate, it's been like it every season. Vinny's not been fit all season.
Nope.
Blaster and Suits, 2 main players.
Out of every player we can lose, though, I honestly think Vinny is the priority you keep.
I agree.
He's the man you need to keep at that club. You get him fit, but he's like, he can't play 9 minutes either, though, right? How many times do you watch him and he's got cramp?
Yeah.
Why does he get
rubbing his hamstring?
Yeah. Why are we fucked?
I just think like in football terms, though, like say Nel goes, Tanganga's just your perfect replacement. Same if Vinny goes and you can't get Timmy Doyle, try him for Ben Sheaf because that'd be my two. If Vinny did go,
yeah, right.
Ben Sheaf or Tommy Doyle, but
Ben Sheaf's my number one. Tommy Doyle
because he's obviously similar mold to Vinny. Tommy's a bit more a different player, but
and then show you a player. We'll show you a player.
Gus it'd be signed for me, but go on, mate. I'd take him. I'd take him on a free, yeah.
You know, every time I've mentioned him, I've got shot down by a lot of people, right? But do you know what? There's hype about the kid for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Right? And yeah, he is raw. But you fetch him on for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of a game when defenders are tiring. I would fucking hate that running at me.
I'd rather somebody like him coming on than Ryan One.
Yeah, exactly. I'd happily take 15 million like what's been touted for Ryan O'Neill.
I'd take him, I'd take Dolan. End of day, they're good players. They're good players at this level. Yeah, you might not need them next season, but if the guy's up this season, who fucking cares?
Exactly. You get him to go up, right? Mark Duffy, we got him. We got up. Do you know what I mean? Did he play in Premier League for us? No, we fucked him off to Stoke on loan. Do you know what I mean? So why can't we do that? We any other players, we just need to get up there. That's all we need to do. I don't care if I have to sign fucking Windass just to get me up there. We sign him just to get up. Do you know what I mean? If we need fucking Barry Bannon to come across drive across fucking City to come play 10 minutes in last game of season just to fucking help us get out line, you do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick and tired.
It's like when Wilder always bangs on about like that team that went up in 2018-19 and he says, it's not your big money signings, it's not your John Flex, it's not your Ollie Knowles, it's your Martin Crane's, it's your fucking Gary Medines, it's your fucking Scott Hogan's. Them will come in and play 5 to 6 games and get you over that line. That's all that matters at the end of that season.
But do you know what it is with Wilder? Like I said, we know when he's got his bee in a bonnet about a player, I think he obsesses about him and he has to get him. It's like I think he signed Cannon because he missed out on him when he went to Stoke on loan. I think that's the only reason why he signed him.
We wanted him in summer, didn't we? But obviously we all take over going through, so we couldn't.
Yeah. I think he signed Ben Diaz because he liked him last season. Do you get what I mean, right? Out of all the players we signed in January, there were only Tom Cannon who were actually match fit. How the fuck does that work? Do you know what I mean? Right? You spend 10 million on Cannon, right? You could have bought a lone striker in because we knew Campbell and Moore were only out for a few weeks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You could have brought a lone striker in just to carry you for them few games, right? You spend that 2 million you get done in. You spend a couple of million you get Darling in there and then, right?
Yep.
They're match fit players ready to go.
Who's playing week in, week out for the clubs respectively, aren't they?
But no, you build. Shax mentioned this last week. You bring in Olding, who's playing 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. They're trying to get him up to pace. This is a bloke who, arguably, when he's on peak condition, everything's right about him. He will be the best centre back at the club. But at the time, this is a bloke who hasn't really played football continuously for 2 years. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Why would you sign him? Panic to fuck.
Panic 100%, because they didn't want to pay 3 million for Dunn. Darling didn't want to come. He wanted to stay season at Swansea. So they panicked and got Rob Holding in.
Exactly.
You may as well have not got Norcunt in.
None at all. Fucking pathetic, mate. It's a waste of talent and waste thing, because I think we're holding up Cannon now. Do you get what I mean? Because I think
he'll come good this season, though, Rick. We're full pre-season in him. I think he'll be all right.
Do you think Campbell will be able to do 90 minutes? Or?
He's got to. He's got to have a good pre-season, because I know we only tried it once this season with them two up top against Portsmouth.
I think that's way forward with them two.
It didn't really work, but we've agreed that Kiefer looks better with a partner. We've agreed that Tom Cannon looks better with a partner. Why not try Tom Cannon and Tyrese?
Yeah, I think that works.
But
are you taking McBurney back though?
If Brewster goes, yeah, because you're going to need an extra one, and it saves you some money, doesn't it?
Yeah, do you know what it is, right? I don't like McBurney, but I like what he offers. He's when things are, if things are getting a bit rough, he will throw an elbow in. Do you know what I mean? Like Moore, he's one-on-one with players, right? And he'll dive over, and I don't like that about players. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Look at Illiman, 10 stone, piss wet through, and he'd run through everyone. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people in chat today, like Martu, if we were going to sign a striker, from Championship, it'd be Josh Sargent or Josh Madger for me. But
I don't think we get Sargent. I think he's going to
no,
go
I
to
don't.
Burnley.
It'd be 20 million, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if Rian does go,
Yeah.
are you going to go and give West Brom 10, 15 million for Madger? Or are you going to go and give Norwich 20 million for Josh Sargent when you can get Alan McBurney on a free?
Yeah, no, you don't. You take Ollie McBurney, don't you? But the thing is, what gets me...
What somebody said earlier, Rick, what were a good point, I thought, he's not going to have Illiman at side room, is he?
No. Not all. But
So
he's going to have all
that-
hair. He's going to have all hair behind him.
Hopefully, Gus, hopefully. But are we going to see that 15-goal striker again? I don't think so.
If I get
But
10
like
goals
we say,
out of
if
him...
he comes in and plays 16 games and scores 6 goals and it gets us up, who cares?
Exactly. But what about Poku?
Oh, yeah, I want him right wing under because I want a Doug, but I've just been reading now on Sky Sports.
Yeah,
that
Everton.
Everton want Doug, so he's out of equation because he'd be my first right choice pick. Then my second would be Poku, 100%.
Yeah. I take Poku and then I take Dolan all day long just because Dolan can play.
Just for cover.
He can play left, he can play centre, and he can play right.
So he can play all them 3 positions like Gus can behind striker.
And people can fucking talk saying, "Oh, it's just an highlight reel and all this lot." But end of the day, would you rather his highlights be on our fucking YouTube or theirs?
I think he can play on wings and number 10 and strike role as well, Ricky J. Jones.
Yeah, we can. He can.
So I take him. So what's wrong? Say, just for example, say we get Poco on right, we get Bodie Signs on left, say Emma goes, just for instance, for example. And then we're getting Tyrese Dolan. And who else did we just say?
Ricky
J. Jones.
Yeah.
Ricky J. Jones as backups. What's wrong with that?
Exactly. Nothing. But do you know what it is? It's odd these days. You can't express that because you'll get laughed at. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's right. What is wrong with that?
There's not wrong with that.
It's like you take Coney. Do you know what I mean? I take Coney all day long. Young development player all day long.
You could go down that route. Fuck McBurney off and go and get him.
Yeah,
probably get him out of there for 3 to 5 million at Wickham wages.
Exactly. And this is what fucking irritates me about it. It were okay when we bought Burrows. Do you know what I mean?
Because to be honest, I were a big advocate of that. Is he going to be all right? He's never played above League One. Not been funny, best left back in league. So surely he could have a word with Poco and Ricky J. Jones. But because I didn't know because he were at Wembley, weren't he, Ricky J. Jones? But apparently he's very close to Harrison Burrows. But
yeah, he is. But they've retired that left side up constantly all season, didn't they?
And then Poco went right. Oh, imagine. I'd love them
love
both.
it.
I'd love them both. To me,
but you know, it
plays with potential, so they're going to want to come.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You buy them as backups, as potential players. Do you know what I mean? You don't buy them as starters. This is what I try to explain to player, right? If they fail, you're losing what? A couple of million. You'll make that back on
him. Loan if you make it back. A good loan. Yeah, you make it back and sell him, don't you?
Yeah. Right?
Not rocket science, but
in the other world, they do very good, and then you could be like fucking Sunderland or whatever, where you've got these fucking 30-40 million pound players where you can just send out and fuck off. Do you know what I mean? They don't need him. They got rid of Jack Clark and all they got Tom Watson to replace. They fucked Tom Watson off. All they got Rig. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Mundell, aren't they, as well? So yeah, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I haven't really seen that much of Mundell. I think
I am because he's been injured, but I thought it looked good Saturday.
Yeah, we did. Well, when we played him,
I won't mind a cheeky bit of sense, to be honest, if they get better players in his position, because I'm guessing they'll be spending some money, because I think they got 12 million.
Do you know what hard I took? My ender.
Oh, yeah.
Mate. Oh, you know that guy? I watch him play and I think, why are you playing for Sunderland? Why are you not for us? I mean, obviously they're in Premier League now, but he can capitalise on a mistake at drop of a hat where it's just, you know what you want from a striker. And I watch him play and I think, mate, he's non-stop running. Yeah, but different. It's like Tyrese Campbell, but if Campbell were fit. Do you get what I mean?
Like you say, he's non-stop. Tyrese is blowing out his ass after 55, 60 minutes.
He always is. I don't understand it. Is it because he's always been injured throughout his career? He's never built up that endurance.
Obviously, his first time this season he's ever reached double figures, so that tells me he's had a good. Obviously, he missed. I'm not being funny when he started 8 games in a row, and then he were out for 10 matches, I think. So I don't know. Like a lot of people are worrying about. Oh, we've not signed nobody yet. Tottenham owner's going to act fast. I think they wait. There's no need to sign anybody yet. Anyway, they'll all be on holiday. They don't return till pre-season. I don't think till 1st of July. So they've got another month or so yet. Anyway, I I think it's time for a bit of calm. Chris knows what he's doing with recruitment side of it. Well, I don't. Well, you can't say it because obviously it's all rumours at the minute.
Yeah, right. So me with Chris, I want him to be on a leash, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I want him to be like, right, so you can spend this amount, but you're only allowed to spend this on that sort of player, this on that sort of player. Do you know what I mean? Someone just to oversee things a bit better. Because, like I say, realistically, you look at Cannon, even so far, we spent 30 million on a bench warmer. Technically, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he might could go next season. I'm not saying he won't. Do you get what I mean? But for at the moment, right now,
is it 10 million for a bench warmer?
Exactly. Do you get what I mean? Is it really worth it?
But a lot of people like when you put in Tanganga in chat, and people are saying we won't go for him. We can't afford him. Why can't we afford him? Why can't we afford him?
Like I always said, you're selling Peck for 20 million, right? That gives you two £10 million players. Stand me if I'm wrong, right? But you know when this takeover were happening, I was told that the new owners can cope with if we don't get relegated. They can pay for
I got
losses.
told that. And don't forget, we just received first parachute payment of £50 million. So
exactly, but I do believe we took a loan out on that towards Cannon. I believe that's what paid for Cannon.
I did. So, I thought it might have been a Sula money paying for Cannon, to be honest. But
this is what I'm trying to say. I don't it's odd to speculate and all this lot, right? But I think we've brought in a lot more money than what we've spent. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because you work out like you said we spent so Sula what were it for 10?
15 million.
15 million. 6 for Bogle, that's 21.
Yep. Where else did we go?
21, and then we
Benny Traore. Austin Trusty for
6 million for Trusty, so that's 25. Yep. So that's 27 million.
Yep.
Then Benny Traore were 4 million, so that's over 30 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's saying, we spent 1.5 million on Kiefer Moore, but we didn't because we sold Jebbo for the same price. So all it were like a swap. So we spent.
Yep.
So say we brung in 30 million, we spent 6. 4 on Burrows and 2 on Cooper.
What's we go? Yeah, realistically.
And then 1.5 on Kiefer, but like I said, it was a straight swap for Jebbo.
And
so you not really lost any value on him. So.
And then just sign-on bonuses for O'Hare and
I think it was 3-4 million for O'Hare and same for Tyrese.
Yeah, I can't imagine us playing 3-4 for Tyrese for a sign-on.
I can't. I think Cowell 4. I think Tyrese for 2. That's what I got. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's true or not. But...
I mean, you got to think about it. Before we picked Tyrese up, mate, he was on his arse, being injured for ages, playing for
a can't last a full season.
Exactly.
But so I think we're a good fit pre-season now. Because obviously, don't forget he's gone through all that shit last season. We losing his dad. That's got a lot. He didn't have a pre-season because he didn't want to stay at Stoke. We come in late for him. I think he can fight. Obviously, we've seen him this season. We're in half fit firing. Tyrese Campbell scored 10 goals. So I think him and Tom Cannon can fire us up next season. I do, honestly, I do.
What about Brooks? Do you reckon he's got a part to play?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think towards back end of the season, see, everyone was saying O'Hare with informed player, but him coming off that bench, you could see he was sending a message to Wilder and fans and club that he wants to be here.
Do you know what it is with Brooks? I think Brooks needs to play angry. He's one of them sort of players. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I think he'll learn that as he gets older, though. Yeah.
It's like that when he had that chance. He fluffed that due to lack of experience. It weren't no fault to his. It was just lack of experience. Do you know what I mean? Instead of powering it, he should have lifted it over keeper like Tyrese did.
Yeah, he should.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said,
that's been young and naive again in that chance, isn't it? If you're, 21, 22, if he's probably 25, 26, he probably scores that chance. But
it's like, we skill, we can see what he's got. I think other teams will see that as well. So, like I've said, if a team come in for him for offering us 15 million, are you going to take it? It's money from no, innit?
I know it is, but he's got that potential to go to that next level. I think Brooks is same as Sidney has, same as Blaster has, and same as Femi has. Whereas I don't think Sula has, to be honest.
But what I look at is we've got a revolving door of talent. Do you get what I mean? Behind what's it called? Behind Siddy, you've got Billy Blacker. Do you get what I mean? There's all these
in Amson's good player as well.
Javan Beater. Do you know what I mean? You've got all these young lads biting to come through. Louis Marsh. Do you go what I mean? Louis Marsh.
Ackford as well. There's Ackford as well.
Yeah.
On loan as well. So.
Yeah, he's going to come. I think he's going to be dangerous, Ackford. You know, if once he gets a bit of confidence and starts playing, I'm telling you, I think Ackford, he's got it. Yeah.
There's them 2 new lads we've signed from that Aldatus thing and that
Jefferson Jesus
and Wachuku, whatever his name is.
and Chukwuku.
But I think, see, I don't know if, because a lot of people are saying to me it's about being smart this summer, but like I go back to that point again. Say Gus does go, and they bring in, I don't know, say for instance, they'll bring in, they don't go for Signs, they don't go for Josh Murphy, say they bring in a Tyrese Dolan on a free and somebody else as a backup on a free. Then we go up to Premier League again. You're going to need to invest in that position anyway. So why not invest in it now? That's what I'm not understanding. Say we lose a nil, right? And they bring in Metham on a free. We go up. Metham's not good enough on a free for next league above. So why not go and buy somebody now who is good enough so they're ready for when we go up? But are they going to want to come now and play in Champ? That's the question. But I think he's a London boy, to be honest. Jefferson Tanganga,
I think he is.
I don't think
I got told that he'd only moved for another London club.
Because I was thinking when he left Spurs, why would you go to Millwall? Is it because he's London? I don't know.
Oh, it's not that. Do you know if have you heard that Turkey Al Sheikh's supposed to be after Millwall?
Yeah. I know.
You know, if he gets them, mate, you know, it's just opening another.
Oh, they'll be up there next season then.
Yeah.
But I think, like we said earlier, Ipswich or Southampton, I think Coventry will be up there.
I think, personally, it's going to go Southampton, us, Ipswich will be in playoffs. I think problem with Ipswich is they've got a lot of bright
playoffs.
No, if they get this point,
I still think they will.
How many points do you reckon they're going to get?
12.
That's
it's only four. It's only 4 games, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's
they
4
can
games.
Make that back on some wank teams in division. I know what you're saying, but I mean, like when they pissed league last season, they had like that Mavrovidi and that Isuaka on wings or something. I can't remember the 2 names. It were Mavidi and somebody else, and they absolutely tore it up.
Yeah.
Tore it up.
I don't know.
I agree with you. I don't know. Obviously, I hate him, so I don't want him to be nowhere near playoffs. But I think I've got in mind us, Southampton, Ipswich. Top 6 is what I think will be top. Not in this order, but I think it'll be us, Ipswich, Southampton, Leicester, Coventry. I've got a funny feeling Middlesbrough for some reason. I just don't know. I think they'll be up there next season.
I think what's he called? Morgan Whittaker. I think he's going to smash it for Middlesbrough next season. This is what fucks me off about people. It's like, oh, he's a 1-season wonder. Where's all this? It's like, no, mate. Just get him confidence. Give him a bit of confidence.
Now,
do you know what I mean?
like I say, he's got his first 8 months there. Well, where'd you go in January? I think, or first 5-6 months. Get a good pre-season behind him. He'll be a good player next season.
I'm telling you.
Do you think they'll put there West Brom under because they've just appointed Ryan Mason, haven't they, from Tottenham?
Not a big fan of Mason, to be honest.
No,
with you.
I'm not. He's never managed, I don't think, before. But I think he had a careful job at Tottenham. But
yeah, we did. I think they'll scrape it, but you know what I think is going to be fighting like to top end it playoffs? Coventry, I really do, mate.
Oh yeah, I do 100%.
I think.
But then can you write Bristol off again if Liam Manning stays there?
He's not as good as Norwich, isn't he?
I don't know. I thought it were, but I think it's. I don't know. But then again, can you write Norwich off if they keep Sargent and Signs and then they add to them?
I don't. They've always been a selling club, mate. They'll sell them.
Yeah, true.
They'll sell them. Do you know what I mean? If they know they can make a bit of profit, they'll sell it. And that's a good thing about Norwich. You can always guaranteed you can get a player for a decent price because they don't hold them as bargaining chips today.
That's why I was thinking for Borja Sands, you could get him for 8 to 10 million last year.
Yeah, if he's on his last year, yeah, definitely. I believe you could.
Or 12 at most. But...
Yeah, I'd have a look at him as well, Max Aarons. People forget how good were he for Norwich.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? You had likes of Bayern Munich.
Is he at Bournemouth now? On loan at Valencia? Is he going to drop the champ?
Yeah.
I'd love him.
I think it's only started 2 games for Valencia. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, then
and he's not making it into Bournemouth squad, and he's only 25. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got over. Like you said, he's definitely got that pedigree, 100%. Because like you said, when he were at Norwich, and he took them up, and they were good in Premier League for the first season, and 100%.
It's like I don't care who we sign as long as it gets to that Neville. They've got to add something. Do you get what I mean?
I think they've got to improve 11.
Yeah, we have to.
Not so much you're backing up. You're not so much your squad fillers like players like Shackleton and McCallum, but say a Tom Cannon's coming in or a Ben Brenton Diaz is coming in. They've got to improve that 11 like Diaz. What has happened to him? What the fuck has happened to him?
Unfit, mate. That's
No
what
wonder
happens when you're not
Southampton.
playing.
No wonder, but
What happens when you're not playing?
I know. Right, I'm going, bro, 'cause I need to get in the shower and that. So
I'm going to get off.
I'll message you anyway. All right.
Yep. All right.
All right then, bro. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.
See you in a bit, lad.
Bye, bye, bye.
Right, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that one. Been going on for a long time. I just want to say thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. And if you aren't already, please give us a like and a sub. It costs nothing. And if you don't mind, give us a share. Try and spread the channel far and wide to see what we get up to. Let's keep building. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure. And I will get up through all your comments eventually. So thank you. Good night. God bless.